Hey everyone, this is Brandon.
And this is Casey.
And this is the
Beer
Someone podcast. Follow
and like.
And enjoy the show. Hey everybody, and welcome to Beer Someone episode 25. We're here at Great Heights. I'm here with Casey Jouett. How you doing, Casey?
Hey, I'm doing good, man. How are you?
Pretty great.
Yeah, and we are here with Gale Courtney and Abby Hime.
How y'all doing?
Good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
How's it going?
Doing great, especially now that I have a new Great Heights beer in my hand.
I know, right? Yeah, are we all drinking the same thing?
I think so.
I think so.
Yeah, the Whammer.
The Whammer?
Yeah,
I'm enjoying this.
it's really good. It's really
I'm almost
fresh.
done with
Juicy.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just kegged this
Color
on
is
Wednesday
beautiful
morning.
Okay.
Yeah, I got a little picture of it outside with the flower pot. Yeah, yeah, I like it.
Tuesday.
Yeah, the label matches the blue on the outside of the building, so it's like really nice.
Great Heights Blue. That's what I
Yeah.
like to call
Okay, so it has its own. Okay.
it. Yeah, trademark.
Kind of like Disney has their own, like, don't see me green or whatever.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
That's
That's
how
awesome.
I think of it.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
That's funny. I always say I'm excited about the podcast, but I am. There's so much to talk about. I think our main topic is going to be Pink Boots for sure, because Abby and Gail are both members of Pink Boots, and then we're going to talk about Great Heights because we're at Great Heights, but also we've never gotten to talk about HEB, and I'm really excited to talk about that side of craft beer.
Yeah, absolutely. For sure.
And y'all both work at DECA.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do work for
do.
DECA. We do work for DECA, yeah. You're even wearing your DECA shirt today.
It's
You're
Go
not.
so it's Go Texan Day.
Yes.
So I'm wearing our Texan flag.
I didn't even know that.
That's right. I forgot about that.
It is.
There
That's
you
the one
go.
with the
Let me
Texas,
put it on
Texas
you,
flag.
Gail. There you go. Do it again.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, I busted out an old Ingenious shirt. I don't wear these shirts that much anymore, but I just felt
Oh,
like
you
it
have
today.
it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a good variety
R.I.P.
of craft beer shirts on the podcast.
Yeah, I was just complimenting on your shirt because it looks like the what is it, Milwaukee? What is the tool brand?
Yeah, no, it's Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
That's
like
the
it.
only tools my husband wants to buy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't use Milwaukee. What is the other one? I can't even remember right now. The one that
I'm not a big tool guy. I just
I
kind
got a
of
couple.
I have what I have and then I work with it. That's yeah.
So this is the barrel room that we're in right
Yeah.
now. I've never
This
been
is
back
our
here.
event space that we opened up probably about 4 years ago. If I've been here for 5, and I think we opened it up almost a year later. Yeah, it's been great. It's really nice. We have our own tap wall back here, and we do a ton of parties, maybe 2 to 3 a week sometimes.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
It's great
That is
for
really
the
cool.
weekends. The neighborhood just really utilizes it a lot. During the week, we have book clubs, and the schools will come out and do any of their like PTO and meetings and things like that. So it's been
That's
a
rad.
it's been a really great addition since we've added
So
that.
what was it before?
It was just a storage space. So
Okay.
it's kind of funny. So like Great Heights, the main tap room is up off of Wakefield, and then the way our parking lot is kind of like a courtyard if you think of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're towards the back where we have this garage space. So yeah, we were just using it for storage, and then we were trying to figure out how to utilize and pivot and
No, this is cool.
grow.
We got our own little bar back here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And if somebody wants to rent this place out
Yeah.
for an event, how does that work? How
Yeah,
much
you
is that?
just go into our website. There should be an email and a link to be able to reach out to Patrick. He does all of the booking, and and you can. It's pretty affordable too compared to most, so it's definitely worth checking out.
I figured it would be if you have all that stuff going on all the time. That's pretty cool. You got 9 taps on the tap wall.
Yeah, you could do a birthday party at Quinceañera here, something like that.
Oh, we've had them all.
Yeah?
We do. You wouldn't believe how many first birthdays and baby showers that we have here.
Yeah.
There's like a first birthday party here almost every single Saturday and Sunday, celebrating a baby's first birthday.
What is it? What does it typically cost to rent this place?
So on the weekends, you'll have like maybe a 3-hour minimum. You have a $200 minimum spend.
Okay.
And so you're gonna get out of here like just under $700 for 300 for
That's not bad.
3 hours, and that is including the beer that you have on tap.
That's great.
And then you
That's
just
great.
put down a $200 deposit, and then you get that deposit back at the end of your party. So you can like use that towards your beer, or maybe that's your room fee for the night. So During the week, I think you have like $100 room fee. Might even be on certain days. There might not even be a room fee.
Oh wow.
But yeah.
That's what's up. That's cool.
Yeah.
Abby,
there
how
are-
old are y'all now? Are y'all?
Oh.
Is this 10 or?
So this will be 9 this year. We just celebrated
Okay.
8.
Wow.
We opened in 2017 at the very same, pretty much the same time as Hurricane Harvey was coming through. This was before my time, but as the lore goes, we had 2 beers on tap, that being Fruity Pellets, which is our most popular, and
great.
our Amber Ale were ready and they were on tap. So our owners, Patrick and Sean, and their wives, Natalie and Nicole at the time, and I guess whoever else could help, they threw up the garage doors and they just told the neighborhood, like, we've got power, we've got water. And the neighborhood just like showed up, and that was basically our introduction to the Goof, the Garden Oak Forest area.
Oh, that's cool. I've never heard.
Can I tell y'all
called
a
that.
quick story about
Yeah.
meeting Patrick and Sean?
Yes.
So, when Hurricane Harvey hit, that devastated our city, right? At the time, I was working at No Label. And Brock with St. Arnold, wanted to get hands in and help, do something to help the city. So he did Harvey beers, and he basically got everyone who wanted to participate on a certain night from a certain time, whatever a brewery sold, like that went to this fund. And at the time he hadn't designated like what nonprofit or where it was going to go. At the end, it went to one of the one that made the most sense was the Houston Food Bank. So no label participated in it. We had a big party. Even the musician, our entertainment that night, donated his fee to the cause. It was wonderful. So Brock invited everyone who had participated to come to the check presentation at the food bank, and that's where I met Patrick and Sean. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I don't think they had
wow.
even opened yet.
Yeah.
Or it was maybe a soft opening.
Yeah.
I don't, but this was like, of course, what Harvey hit in August.
Yeah.
So we had,
September, I think,
So
yeah.
maybe September. I have pictures.
Barely
I have
a
to
month out.
go. I have to go and
Yeah.
dig through my
She's
phone.
the historian.
But I have
sure.
pictures. So afterwards, after the check presentation, Brock invited us who were able to go to St. Arnold. It was super hospitable and hosted lunch for us, and I got to meet Patrick and Sean for the first time. Like, oh, okay, you have because I felt like I was very new to the beer scene because I just really started at No Label the year before, and so I got to meet him, and I got to meet Lori from Vallison's.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Right on.
I know it was going back. These are my first memories of
think
these
we're-
breweries
The
that were
beer
just
people.
yes.
Yeah.
I think we might have the same birthday, or not the same birthday month, but I think us and Valentine's might have come up at around the same exact time.
And it stuck with me because I had only recently heard
love
of Eureka Heights, and I'm like, Great Heights. Okay, there's going to be another
All these Heights
breweries in the
breweries.
Heights. It's
Yeah.
awesome, So anyway, it's my story.
Yeah, I was at
about meeting
Crisp at
them.
the time, and my first introduction was, rep coming in. It was probably one of the owners. I have no idea. I really don't remember. But they came in, and we had Fruity Pellets on tap, which I loved. And
So
then
good.
I remember them being like, all right, we have this new beer. And they would always have these really cool names. And we talked about this recently. My favorite one being It's Great Not Greater.
It's a good
Because
one.
everybody kept calling it Greater Heights Brewing.
And they still do.
And they still do, I'm sure. But I was like, and you said that
Sometimes it's on menus.
they're going to bring that beer back, or they did?
No, we've just talked about it in trying to be funny because we get that so often. Greater Heights Brewing, Greater Heights Brewing, and we'll just sit back it's great, not greater.
I love
I was like,
I
we
found,
should
I
do
found
that.
the picture.
Oh,
There's
Oh, right
Sean,
on.
and there's Patrick.
to the
There's
camera.
That's an
Lori.
awesome picture.
Let's see.
I can even zoom in on it.
Yeah,
It
zoom in on
was
it.
September 26, 2017.
Wow.
Wow.
That's awesome.
And that's
Yeah.
when you and I were
Yes,
deep, our
yes.
first year.
I hadn't
we
even joined Pink Boots yet.
Yeah, we had barely that's the year we joined Pink Boots.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's
So I was
awesome.
gonna say that I really Fruity Pellets is definitely the beer that attracted me to Great Heights as well.
Yeah.
I remember I don't know where I tried it on tap first. It might have been Lazy Oak because I live
It's
pretty.
still there.
It's
still
always on tap
there.
at Lazy
Yeah.
Oak. I go up there occasionally. I'll get one. But me and my wife had it there, and then I was like, we got to go to Great Heights, and we came and sat down. I met you the first time I went into Great Heights.
Oh, was I already working here?
You were working there the first time I went in there, and I was doing the F Your Liver card game at the time.
Oh yeah.
And I told you about it, and you told me to go to Star Sailor and try to sell it there. And you were also working at Star Sailor.
I was pulling some moonlighting shifts over at Star Sailor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta hustle. Gotta hustle.
Well, yep.
Yeah.
And then I
When
got
the-
in the Star Sailor because you had recommended me to Maren.
Oh,
So I do
yay.
appreciate that.
Thank you.
But I was going to say, I didn't know you were at No Label before.
Yes.
And
So
you
No
were
Label.
also
Southern Star.
Southern Star as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gail, you're kind of a
around.
famous person in
No,
the industry.
No, not at all.
No, a lot of people know you though. I mean, like you are pretty well known in the industry
Well,
for
before
sure.
kids, I used to be able to get out a lot more.
Yeah, I hear that.
Yeah.
I started working in O Label in 2016 for the original founders and owners, the Royos.
Okay.
And I was the office manager. So I worked there for a year and a half and unfortunately got laid off and then started working as like a brand ambassador. So I've mainly for Southern Star, but Uncle Billy's was around at that time. Remember the Austin brewery? Like I don't even think it's around anymore.
I'm not familiar.
So I did a couple events for them and then for Brazos Valley as
Oh,
well.
right on.
Yes, yeah, and I'm very happy to say they're still around and they even have a beautiful spot, out in Brenham. And then in 2019, I believe, I started a new job at a different type of in public health actually, because that's where I'd worked at before craft beer. And but in 2019, I was offered a full-time sales rep position at Southern Star.
Okay.
And I stayed there until COVID hit. And then COVID hit, and unfortunately, that took a toll on the economy, took a toll on a lot of our jobs and breweries, and took some time off work. Fell in love, had a baby, went back to work at HEB in the beer and wine department. So that's where I'm at now.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then,
Definitely wanna
and then
get
in
to
the
that.
meantime, I found DECA. DECA opened, and
The same year that Christina was born.
Yes, so DECA and my daughter are the same age, which we're coming up on 5 years. Every year is emotional. Well, this
That's
is an
crazy.
emotional one for me.
Yeah.
And so I work front of house at DECA as well.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, that's awesome. I have some really cute pictures of Christina from her 3rd birthday party. Because I took so many
those
pictures that day.
awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Christina has had talking about events, how breweries are so important to our community, and we may not realize how attached we are to them or what a very what an important role they have in our lives. But Christina had her 1st birthday and her 3rd birthday at DECA.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
had a great time. And that's where the pictures that, Casey has a little boy that's close to, he's older than Christina, but they're the same age and they can,
Right.
they hang around.
They're
Kids,
littles,
they play all the time. And and we had a Bucky themed birthday party because Christina loves Bucky's.
Yeah.
So
Well,
I've
they were-
never seen that.
Bucky threw up in DECA.
It did. We had a lot of Bucky stuff in there, but we just we went over to y'all's house recently, like right after Christmas, and had a little shindig. We brought Knox and Christina played Nerf, and
That's
I had a blast that night. I had so much fun.
Great time that
Yeah,
night.
I didn't feel so great the next day, but
But it is really true. Like for even in our neighborhood, I feel like Great Heights is a little bit special in the sense that like our regulars, our community, like they are like the backbone. They come almost every day,
For
like
sure.
bringing their families. I call like their babies my like little brewery babies. I remember like the moms being pregnant, and now that I've been here for 5 years, I'm watching their little kids go into kindergarten.
yeah,
It's also really fun like doing the parties because sometimes you'll be told like you did our wedding event or you did our baby shower and now you're working our kid's 1st birthday party. And I'm like,
Oh, that's awesome.
I feel like a family
Yes.
bartender.
that is really cool.
And
That's
we
awesome.
are. It's
Yeah.
crazy how places just, without us even realizing, they become a part of our lives.
Yeah.
Right, yeah,
And
and other people's lives. and-
I did.
yeah.
I have twin. They're gonna actually turn 8 on Monday.
Oh my goodness!
8-year-old
Wow.
We did their 1st birthday at Backpew. Backpew was. I used to live down the street from. DECA wasn't there yet before I moved downtown, but so I was a Backpew regular for a long time before I worked there, and we did their 1st birthday there. We did like streamers back there. It was really great. I did their 6-year-old birthday at Megaton. I was already working at
Wow.
Megaton, and we did their birthday last year at No Label because I did the Murky Myers challenge and I won a party. So
Oh, that's awesome. No Label's a great place to have.
It was great.
A birthday party for that's
Especially for kiddos.
This
that
year we're
is
doing it easy.
family.
We're not doing a
That
brewery.
is family there.
But I
like,
love doing
yeah.
birthday parties at breweries.
Yeah.
It's all especially the ones with the playgrounds.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Gives the parents a little bit of respite as well, which is
Yeah.
always much
Yeah.
needed.
And I
Yeah.
know, oh my goodness, don't ask people like, do kids belong in breweries or I don't want to even go down that. But
We went down,
you know,
we've gone down that
it's-
one.
it's gone down
We
that-
beat
it's like,
down
what-
To be honest, you just embrace it.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Right.
you sure it's not always going to be easy, but more often than not, you end up finding like a second family, like these. You know?
Exactly.
Right.
I really love the term that's been being bounced around more often is the 3rd space. And like I really feel like Great Heights is like a third space for the neighborhood.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, just like
Yes.
you got your office and you got your house, but then your third space is like where you go. You still see your
Right.
friends every time. You're comfortable. You know the bartenders' names. They know you.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
I think
absolutely.
that really just like sets the tone.
Right. Yeah.
But
No, I think
the money that families bring into breweries, that's the same money that people without children bring in. And I know it can be very controversial. I just really think it all boils down to just, being responsible for your family
And
and
that's-
your children.
that's-
That's it. But thank
Yeah.
goodness breweries are family friendly. Even
Yeah.
if I didn't have kids, I would still enjoy it. I enjoyed it before I had kids.
you're right.
I don't have kids.
What are the
Yeah.
people expecting them to just cut out that entire revenue source?
Exactly.
Like, that's
exactly.
crazy.
Right. But no,
Those
I
are the
do.
people that come back.
Families
Us
pay those
millennials
bills
are
too.
going to figure out how we can get out there.
Yeah, absolutely. We're gonna make it work.
We're gonna make it work.
Yeah, bring the stroller along and the bottles and
Oh,
everything.
we
Dog.
did.
Yeah.
We
The
did.
dog's got to come.
Yeah, we're
We'll
gonna
just
bring-
take everybody.
Everybody loves the
Everyone-
dogs.
everyone's going.
I just never. I feel like people who don't like dogs, they just keep quiet. So,
Well, yeah,
everybody's
that's
just
an inside thought.
Yeah,
Don't tell
yeah,
people
you-
you don't like dogs.
right. Yeah, exactly. And people don't. They know better. But like, yeah, breweries are definitely safe places for dogs, and I love that. I send
love
pictures of dogs just randomly, like, because like when we're out, doing our thing for sales, I see dogs. I see dogs downtown, and whether it's in somebody's car hanging out the
Yep,
window
that's-
or like at an actual bar that I go to.
That's exactly how I feel.
send
if I'm having a
photos
bad
to
day,
Erica.
I'm like, well, at least I got to see that dog.
Yeah. At least there was a dog there. There was an awesome dog at Live Oak. What was that dog's name? I have pictures of the dog.
I know
can't-
what the owner's dog.
It was the owner's dog, and it was a cool some type of
Well,
doodle.
Speaking,
It was awesome dog.
Speaking of dogs, one of our most successful series that we've done is our dog beers.
The Stella, right?
We've had Stella.
Uh-huh.
My dog beer was Cassie. But the way that worked is, if y'all remember way back, we used to do these in-house IPAs, and it would be in-house 1 through like 16. And that's actually the origin story of Blue Tile, is from the in-house series.
Okay.
But we got tired of using just being like in-house 1 through whatever. We were just like, nobody was remembering what was what. So Patrick and Sean came up with the idea of starting to name the beers after our dogs. And so the most senior person, that's who we started with. So it would go Sean, Patrick, and then Mike and Steve, who are some of our OGs, and then went down the line. That was, and that's always, those are so
I
fun.
love that.
And at
I
first, at first I was a little nervous about it, but then I also am behind the bar, so it was so fun to sell my dog beer. I'll be like,
Yeah.
that's my dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
me
I
tell
want
awesome.
a beer
about
named
it.
after my dog.
Yeah,
I know,
I
right?
know.
Yeah.
Come on,
and
Chris.
We all have our own labels. Like Nicole is our graphic design artist. She's Sean's wife. And she does all of our labels. All of her artwork is hanging in our tap room. But yeah, she did all of our labels for us. So now we all have our dogs have their own labels. So it's really cute.
That is
Oh,
cool.
that is
I was gonna
awesome.
ask if
I
y'all
love
had
that
labels.
story.
Yeah, that's
and
really
we
cool.
I have the whole roll at my house, so now I can just give
It's-
my family and friends Cassie stickers.
That's cool. That's really
Stella-
cool.
Speaking of,
Stella is Jenny's dog.
I want a sticker of Cassie.
I can make that.
But I think is Stella the last one that y'all did, or is that's probably the last one that I
think so.
remember.
I think Stella might
It's
have been the
Jenny's-
last
yeah.
one after that, because that was Jenny's dog.
I love that beer.
Yeah, Jenny got really lucky. She's the only one of us that got a West Coast. It started to become like a hazy series because everybody's on a yeast schedule, so that's just what would make sense
Right.
and what was coming around. But Jenny got lucky that we had to make some anniversary beers around the same time Stella got, and so she got a West Coast beer.
That's
All
cool.
of us got hazies. Yeah,
Yeah,
and we were like,
interesting.
all right, we see who the favorite is.
Right.
Y'all
That's
make
awesome.
some incredible hazies, though. Some of my
Yes.
favorites
Thank
in
you.
Houston.
Yeah. Our IPAs are definitely one of my favorite things about Great Heights. I will say Blue Tile is the reason I have an outside sales job. That guy is like my number one. It's Blue Tile out in the market, and then pretty much like Fruity Pellets inside.
I
Yeah.
was y'all's biggest cheerleader when Bourbon Legend won. I remember coming and trying that because it's we don't have a lot of barley wines in Houston. There's certain styles of beer that we just don't see a lot.
Right.
And that's to each his own. And I understand that you have to make what's going to sell and
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
So when
That was 2019.
I was learning. I was appreciating the barrel aged beer, and oh man, I fell in love
know if y'all can see our barrels
with
back
barrel
there.
aged beers.
Yeah,
And
they're all in the background of the chute.
they came out with the barley wine, and when I came in, Michael was working here, and Michael. Yeah, yeah.
Patterson.
And I'm like, hold on my plans to make sure I'm not getting names confused.
So
Mom
many
brain.
people.
And I'm like, dude, he's like, and he told me, he's like, we're gonna submit this to JBF. I'm like, you're gonna win something. Like this is amazing. And sure enough, they won that bronze medal.
I
Right
think
on.
even the story goes that they were like I think they thought that the category had passed, and I think they were like even standing up to kind of like go about their day. And I think how the story goes, this is before my time. I came on in 21, but that they like heard them names and they were like absolutely shocked. Like that we got our GABF.
I was like,
Yeah.
oh, this should have been gold.
She
That should have been
obviously
gold,
manifested
but
it
whatever.
for us.
Right?
You know.
That's awesome.
But I was so happy
Yeah.
for y'all. Oh my gosh, I was so happy.
Yeah,
That's cool.
that's a really fun one. Yeah, that was a good one. GABF is a good time. Actually, did y'all hear that they're moving GABF to outside?
Uh-huh.
Outside.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're not
this
going to
year
have
it's
it
outside.
in the convention.
I went
center.
this
Oh,
last
wow.
year. I had a great time.
I went the year before.
I guess it won't be bad in Colorado though.
I
It's
think-
not like outside Texas.
Yeah.
No Label sent me in 2017, and I haven't been back because kind of
What a time
I
to be
know
there.
it
Right?
was amazing. Like Houston brought
imagine.
home a lot of medals that year, but the big one was that St. Arnold was Brewery of the Year that year.
Oh wow.
It was it
Makes
was.
sense.
I didn't- I
I
didn't
guess
know that.
Texas in itself brought home a lot of medals, but the big one was that St. Arnold brought home Brewery of the
I
Year.
do remember that. I remember
We're there.
That's badass.
Yeah, and I haven't been back. Kind of like I was spoiled because you had that brewer's pass, or you had those credentials that gave you access, and I had to wait in line for anything. And I'm like,
I didn't wait in line
Right,
for
yeah.
a single thing
and I'm
last
like,
year.
man, if I go, I'm not gonna have that. It's gonna be
Right.
Exactly.
Plus, like that was like peak craft beer.
Yeah,
Like, 2017 was peak.
Oh, I remember. I didn't even know what a Utopia was. I went to Sam Adams because that was a brand I recognized, and I looked at the menu and I'm like, "Oh, can I have a Oktoberfest?" And they're like, "No, Utopia's only." And they shoved this like shot in my hand. I'm like, "Okay, bottoms up." And
I tried
and
Utopia
I'm
when I
like-
was there.
And then like maybe a day or two, I realized what I had, and I'm like, "Oh my goodness,
That's
Yeah.
hilarious.
Wow, yeah,
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's super cool.
Sweet though, isn't it?
Oh, it was great. It was great.
That's
So
cool
much
we're moving
fun.
it outside,
We need to
though.
do- We need to do
Yeah.
a podcast there.
I would love it. I would probably like it more outside.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah. It'd
be nice. The weather would be
went
nice.
2 years ago, and to be honest with you, I had never gone before, but they switched it up from keeping everything in regions, like from state by state by state, and they moved it to these themes. But and no criticism, but it didn't really have that same feeling. And we were in like the Halloween theme, so the lights were down.
That's where we were this year.
Okay.
Yeah. Did you feel like you got just as many foot traffic? Because we didn't
You know
feel
what?
like we got as much
It was
foot
super
traffic.
dark, but
Everybody
we had
thought
a
it
big
was
old
closed.
neon light that they
that
brought
helped.
that really stood out in the Halloween section.
Yeah, they must have listened to before, because when they did it the first year, people actually thought that entire section wasn't even on.
I'm not surprised.
closed
Yeah,
off?
they thought it was a closed off section, and they didn't realize, like, no, that's the Halloween theme.
Yeah.
If you get
I
down
wonder why
that
y'all
far.
were in Halloween.
I don't know.
I mean, y'all kind of make more sense.
We,
But
we
Yeah.
would have made more sense in the sci-fi area.
yeah, I remember you saying that, and that makes sense.
I think they had like True Anomaly in the space area. That made
Yeah.
sense. Yeah,
So
Oh,
you just went
interesting.
to an award show in Austin this weekend.
I did. Yeah,
How was that?
we did go to the Texas Craft Brewers Award
Yeah.
show. It was great. It was super fun. It's good to see everybody. It's really just like a good networking, see each other, how you doing fest. I've never been to an award show, so that was a really fun experience, new experience for me, I have to say.
Yeah.
Because you're
It's
like,
fun
you're
to have
so...
new experiences at craft beer at this point.
Yeah, exactly. That's a really good way to say it. But it's because it was funny because I've never been, and you go in and I had my lucky socks on. I made sure that I had done certain things throughout the day.
Were they Taylor Swift socks?
I was, yeah. Oh, we had listened to Taylor the whole way.
I love that.
And I was just like sitting there, just like, okay, like this is the year. And I was like so sure of it. And then everybody kept going up, but you're like, okay, yay.
That's badass.
But it's still, though, it's just so much fun to like be in that environment and like watch, even just watching people like be excited about how they went in Austin. You're surrounded by Austin breweries. Those guys like just like explode for every single one who wins. Like it's just like this like huge
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Congratulations,
That's
Project Halo
Oh,
and
yes.
Misfits Brewing.
Yeah.
And Talyard,
yeah.
you know,
Talyard,
they're-
yeah, sorry.
I'm so happy for them.
Maybe even
I-
two, maybe
I
one or two,
know at
but
least
definitely
one.
one because they were sitting behind me.
I know. I when I saw that, I'm like, oh, that is awesome. I still haven't made it out there, but I'm like, they're a brand new brewery, and for them to earn that recognition, pretty
a big
soon.
deal.
Good for them. I'm
Yeah.
really excited for them.
And just speaking of Talyard, we want to say thank you for holding a scholarship or a fundraiser for our scholarships and Pink Boots this
Oh, that's amazing.
past couple weeks. Yep. They'll be putting in a donation for Pink Boots here soon. I just got an email today.
Woo-hoo.
So-
That's awesome.
So
Let's start about. Oh, were you
I was just gonna read off. They got a silver medal for Silver Lining. I'm
Okay.
just reading
Very
it.
cool.
Talyard?
Yes, from Talyard.
And then
Strong
who did
lager
the other-
category. Okay.
Oh.
And then I know Project Halo was a California Common.
Oh wow, that's
What did
such
Misfits win for?
There was a stout, I thought.
I
Right?
thought
They
it
Or
are
was
no?
known
stout
for their
too.
They
stouts.
make
Yeah.
great
It's-
stouts.
Yeah.
They're known for their stouts. They do some great stouts.
Yeah, Project Halo.
Yeah, Talyard is pretty. Talyard, sorry.
Talyard, yeah.
Pretty great. I've been
Mean
there
Girls.
a couple times. Mean Girls.
Project
They are
Halo
so,
was
Project
oh,
Halo.
Yeah,
Project
the
Halo
California
are so
Common,
creative.
second
They
place
have
silver.
the best names
They really
for their
do.
beer.
Yeah.
No, they do have awesome names. I
Yeah.
love it. I love the
And the
the
cat
gatos.
gatos over vatos. Oh,
I Yeah.
love it.
I have
love
certain
it.
accounts that don't even use tap handles, but they love that tap handle because there's a cat on it.
Yeah.
And they'll like make exceptions for
That's funny.
gatos over vatos.
And then here's
No, really
Misfit.
good. Happy to see them.
Silver medal for Sludge Factory Stout. It's an imperial chocolate stout.
Is that Misfits?
It's
Yeah,
Misfits.
yeah.
Nice. Go
That's awesome.
Misfits. That's
Sludge
awesome.
Factory.
Go Sarah. Also members
Yes.
Pink Boots.
Congratulations,
Melissa,
everybody.
Sarah, Clara. Those are all
Yeah.
Pink Boots members who, yeah. Oh, and our Pink Boots members of Talyard.
And
They
Claire,
were-
Claire holds a special place in our heart because she started out as
I
the
love
sales
Claire.
rep at DECA.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
go
yeah.
girl.
always give props to her, always,
Yeah.
because she made my life a lot easier when I
She's
started with
one
that.
of my favorite people out there.
She's
yeah,
awesome.
Melissa, Steve, and some of their crew were actually at the Hops and Hot Sauce Festival in Humble a couple
nice.
weekends
Oh, were
ago, and they came by and got some beers from. I'm sure they got beers from
Yeah, we
Megaton
were
as
up
well.
there as well.
And then you
Final
had
Gravity.
Final Gravity as well. We're out there, but yeah, they were there making their rounds. I don't know if they came out for hot sauce or because I'm assuming they live on the other side of town. So.
Yeah, I would assume.
So yeah, it was cool to see them.
Oh, yeah. That's a trek from
Yeah.
Fulsher.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what brought them over, but it was cool to see them.
Hot sauce.
I mean, it was a lot. I bought some hot sauce. Man, there was so much good hot sauce there, and like all sorts of fun pickled things. And
I've
just-
never been to that
yeah.
event, but other people were representing Megaton that day. But,
yeah.
But yeah, I've always wanted to check it out. I'll have to maybe next year.
It's fun. I liked it. I enjoyed it. Yeah.
I was gonna ask, how did y'all each get involved in Pink Boots?
That's a great question. You want to go yours first?
Oh, yeah, I'm trying to think. I know. I remember
was your
it was.
first
I
meeting?
remember it was 2018. So I remember my first meeting. I remember exactly where it was, and another great story about that. Actually, I think it was Jessica Merritt who got us into Pink, or who, I say us because my friend at the time, we both joined together, and that's when I was working part time with Southern Star, and I was really wanting to kind of, I was on a career search to see where my craft beer journey would lead me, because after being let go at No Label, I was just heartbroken. I'm like, no, I've fallen in love with this community, and going through No Label, I started going to guild meetings and meeting everyone, and I'm like, no, I feel like I belong here. Like where is my part in craft beer? So Jessica Merritt used to own Battle Hops Brewing.
I love Battle
Yes.
Hops.
Yeah.
Her and her husband used to own Battle Hops Brewing. So I think she was the one who was like, hey, we have this organization, come to a meeting or come. And we're like, sure. First meeting was at Carbach. And it was the most awesome meeting because I geeked out. And at that time, Chris Jurgen was working there.
Oh, wow.
And Chris Jurgen went on to found Paradigm.
Right.
And he is now on a different chapter of his life with his family in the Dallas area, but we stayed friends and we're still friends, and I love hearing updates from them. But so he gave us, we sat down like this, and he went through a whole class about hops and the malt process, and it was amazing. And it was just, you could tell that he had that. I mean, he's a professor, he is known for his beer knowledge. And so when he was talking about it, you saw that light, you saw that passion, you felt it. And then afterwards we went on this great this great tour of Carbach, and I was so surprised because Carbach had already been bought out, right? They're part of AB InBev. And that was, everyone has their feelings about that. But let me tell you, when we were there that day, they had so many women in leadership roles. And I was so surprised and so uplifted by that.
Yeah.
And
Is this old Carbach?
no, this was in 2018. They had already
Okay.
AB InBev had already acquired them.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was amazing. We had a great time. We actually met friends who had worked in different breweries that had, they took jobs at Carbach, or they had jobs at Carbach, and ran into them and made some new friends there.
Yeah.
There were quite a few girls or ladies that were part of Pink Boots that worked at Carbach for a while. Mm-hmm.
That's rad.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
I had a very similar, I think it was pre AB InBev though, but my very first brewery tour was Carbach, and that really just getting to have the sympathy for the lager. Is that what it is?
Oh yeah.
I forget if I'm saying that incorrectly, but getting to watch that come off the canning line before the lid goes on it, and having to try that straight out of the can is such a core memory for me. And I also was like, okay, this is where I want to be too. But I started with Pink Boots just a little bit before her in 2017. I was a craft beer buyer for a little restaurant in the Montrose area. And so I was already getting my feet wet with craft beer and meeting other people in the industry and getting to know reps. And one of the reps that I got to know said, hey, you should check out this organization, Pink Boots. And my first meeting was at Holler, with Catherine Holler.
Nice.
And I remember sitting, which is actually a little funny of an invisible string too, because that was my first meeting. And when I tell my brewer, now Phil, who works at Great Heights, about that meeting, he was like, I was the bartender at that meeting.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Now we work together. But yeah, so I just fell in love. I fell in love with the women. But I will tell you, really what solidified it for me was going to the first conference, and this is where you and I really got to know each other. Mm-hmm. We were in Austin. The 2019 national conference was held in Austin for Pink Boots, and we probably had maybe 10 of us deep, 10 deep, a roll
Right on.
through, and those were just lasting friendships forever. And after that, and then shortly after that, I ended up coming on to Great Heights, and there was an opportunity to be chapter leader, and so I jumped on that opportunity.
What year was that?
Probably 21.
21.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. So 5 years in.
Yep. I'm just about done.
That's what you keep
Abby,
telling me.
Who was our first chapter leader when we joined? Why am I?
Oh, it was Mary Thorne.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
it was Mary Thorne from Thistle Draft.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I was like, I know that
and then
name.
we had Jesse from St. Arnold, and then we all held together and Jesse held us together during COVID. This was a wild time where we were having chapter meetings online. Everybody was using Zoom.
Yeah.
We were doing sensory tastings through Zoom. You could go to St. Arnold and they would leave us 6 packs of beers for us to take back home. And then we would all jump on the computers together, and then we would taste all these beers so that we're still trying to get a
Such a
educational
wild
component.
time.
I know.
Oh, what a
That's
wild
crazy.
time.
Yeah.
What
For
a
sure.
wild time.
Yeah.
That's so crazy.
I know.
Those it was not really cool, but those are cool stories.
Yeah.
It was not cool at the time. It was kind of man, this sucks, but we're figuring out a
But
way.
we're figuring it out. We're
Yeah.
holding it together.
Yeah.
And then COVID started to lift, and we were able to start meeting together, and that's when I was able to come on. And since then we've just been growing. Mm-hmm. Our chapter has definitely been growing, and
We actually need 2 chapter leaders. Two.
Wow.
Yeah,
We're big
we actually
enough-
need
our
2 of them
chapters-
because our
Okay.
chapter is so.
So are we
We
looking
have a
for
whole
some?
board,
You
actually.
have to work your way up from within?
So actually, no. This is what's great about Pink Boots. If you have a skill or something that you think you can bring to the table, whether that be marketing, social media, leadership, DEI,
You're very
there
organized.
is really
You're
something.
very-
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're very organized, if you know how to use Excel, like there's really something for you to do in Pink Boots. Common misconception about Pink Boots is it's just for breweries, or maybe is it just for brewers. It's actually for anybody in the fermentation when it comes to women and non-binary.
That's what I was
Yes,
gonna
at the
ask.
beginning.
I was gonna ask. Yeah, it was just like, can y'all explain
What Pink
exactly
Boots
what
is.
Pink Boots is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's an organization where we raise money for scholarship opportunities in order to help advance our careers, so that's the main
Focus.
Objective.
focus.
Or-
Yeah, focus is the word I was looking for. And through that, one of the ways that we do raise money is that we will brew beer with breweries throughout our chapter, and sales will go back to our brewery. Yeah.
And Pink Boots is an international
To our chapter,
organization.
not our brewery.
Like there are chapters in Latin America. There are
Oh, yeah.
chapters
Okay.
in China.
Sounds like a
there
motorcycle
are
game.
In
there are
Australia?
chapters in Australia.
We should see when we all get together.
Yeah.
That's pretty badass.
No, yeah, it is an international
We need battle
organization. So
But it's female focused.
It's female
And
and,
non-
and in non-binary individuals. Yes, it's a safe place and it's inclusive. Our whole mission is to bring more attention to fermentation for women and people.
our 3 keywords are assist, inspire, and educate.
And so if you want to get
Encourage-
in,
I'm
you
sorry,
have to work
encourage,
for a
encourage.
craft beer,
Yes, but
a
you do
brewery
not,
or an establishment.
Well,
or-
bar.
ferment
HEB.
Bar, HEB, if you retail, and it's also, there's different levels now of Pink Boots. So even if you don't professionally work, you can still, there is a level of membership, and you can still be just as involved as
Wow,
a professional
okay.
member.
When I
Okay, that's
first
cool.
started, the rule was like 25% of your income
That's
has
same
to
with
come
me.
from a fermented industry, a fermented or alcohol.
Oh wow! So they've kind of loosened up on that a little bit.
Yeah, it's because, well, women, we hold every role that we possibly think we can, right?
Mm-hmm.
There are so many women who this is like the brewery industry is their part-time job while they're running the full-time job somewhere else, you know,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
or you know, we all just have different roles, and
Right.
like Abby said, it's not just brewing. There's like we all know we work for breweries, so we know that there are so many components that come together. Graphic design, like Patrick's wife does, you know, social
yeah.
media marketing. That's become its own full-time job now,
Yeah.
you know, and go packaging every little thing that brings
Yeah,
a brewery
if you're
together to
touching
function.
a fermented beverage, then you qualify for Pink Boots.
Mm-hmm.
And another thing too that people don't understand is that Pink Boots is really everything that you want it to be, what you want to make it. There are scholarship opportunities if that's what your focus is. If you'd like to work on networking, we have monthly chapter meetups and monthly get-togethers. And so it's just a really good way to like get to know people in your community.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
And Pink
That
Boots
is
is
cool.
always encouraging us, you know, like if you have ideas, we want to hear them, you know, volunteer. There's so many different committees for
Yeah.
Pink Boots that run only on volunteer time. And like which one is your, like if you're really passionate about a certain subject or a certain area, come join us. And it's not incredibly time consuming either.
Yeah.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true.
And this is a basic question too. How much do you have to pay once a year?
It's
Is it-
really good. It's actually very affordable in my opinion. It's about $55
Yeah.
for a 1-year membership.
Wow.
And then it's cheaper if you're if you're not on the professional level. I forget what that's called. I want to say
I'll bring it up.
yeah.
There's
She'll
different.
Gail will bring that
Usually
up.
the breweries kind of.
And
Sometimes they
often
do,
enough,
yes.
your brewery is more than happy to cover those costs.
that's worth all the
So-
experience
there's-
and all the.
So there's like an aspiring membership.
An aspiring membership. Yeah.
Okay.
That for women or non-binary individuals who are they're currently studying in preparation to enter into the fermented or alcoholic beverage
And we leave
industry.
that broad. We live that studying broad. Like, how are you studying? Like, you just.
You have a business and planning membership.
I drink daily.
Yeah, that is research and development.
Yeah.
Yes.
That is
I
quality
do this
control.
podcast. That's how I study.
Right. Yeah.
You business and planning, and then you have the professional membership.
Yeah.
Those are mainly most of us fall under that category, right? Like the ones who work or are retired from a.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Cheers, my dear.
Cheers.
Yeah.
I'm out.
Awesome. All right. Well, I can
Can I go over there and just pour one for myself?
Can you give me one too?
I can.
actually give.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Well, I
Lead the
can-
line. Smart move.
So, can I keep going hazy? I love your hazes.
I haven't had a Denali in a long time. I remember Denali on tap at
I
Chris.
do have to have fruity pellets while I'm here. I'll take fruity pellets.
You're there. You might as well. Yeah. Thank you.
I wish I had a camera.
Did y'all
on
have? Did y'all have a? And correct me. I could be just pulling this out of my ass, but
nobody's gonna hear her. Remember?
but yeah, it's okay. But I just want to know. Did y'all have a beer called Citramendous? Okay.
She said yes.
She should say yes. The answer
Great
is
Heights
yes.
did. Yeah.
But so that was just like an all Citra.
Double Citra.
I remember really enjoying that one, but I haven't seen it since like 2018 or something.
She has not seen it either. I'm just gonna speak for you.
Yeah.
Where's Bourbon Legend? Where's Bourbon Legend?
So
Woohoo!
while Abby's
barrels.
pouring the beers and cleaning the lines, let's ask you, how does Pink Boots attribute to the HEB side of it?
Well, actually, it's funny. I'm glad you asked that. We actually had a Pink Boots meeting hosted by a former beer and wine manager at HEB one year.
Wow.
Yeah, and she went over. It was great. She went. No, she was a HEB SORM trained, which SORM is the School of Retail Management. That's HEB's rigorous management training school, program that managers go through. I have not gone through that program. And she went through basically what HEB looks like when if you have a beer, if you are a brewery or you want to sell your beer to HEB, what you need to bring to the table, or what HEB wants to see, what their criteria, conditions are for both, to make to have a very healthy partnership where you both profit from it. And HEB loves to support small businesses. They love to support minority businesses. They love to support women-owned businesses too.
Yeah.
Or businesses where women have a huge stake or a huge presence. in.
HEB's all. We're a HEB
Yes.
house for sure.
So
We're also an HEB house.
yeah, oh for sure. And as we had this presentation, we're drinking a Pink Boots beer that made it into the set. So this is a pretty big deal for
That's
HEB.
awesome.
So it was from Lakewood.
Yeah.
Yes, in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Their beer actually made it into the set, and it was a Pink Boots beer.
Oh, right on.
Yeah.
I
That's
have
cool.
to kind of piggyback off of that. Is another thing about Pink Boots is that Gail and I have gotten some really cool opportunities, some really backstage kind of opportunities
Yeah?
that
You say y'all are rock stars.
Up at I'm trying to just think off the top of my head, but going to our national conference here in New Orleans, and just this past
Yeah, you
January.
were telling me about that. You had every single element, from the beginning to the end, the brewery making it. You explain. I'm sorry.
Oh, well, I mean, that's a great way to set it up. Another really cool thing about Pink Boots is that we've gotten to brew beer in some of the coolest breweries around Houston.
That is cool.
I've gotten to go to Valencin's, and from the beginning of mashing in, getting the water temperature right, learning. One year we were at Galveston Bay, and I got to learn about putting salts, how you're gonna salt your water, and how we all
Oh, right
start
on.
out.
St. Arnold has hosted brew days.
That is cool.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
We
Southern
have-
Yankee has hosted us.
We've every year DECA we have a
Yep.
brew day.
Yep.
We haven't really opened it up and invited a lot of women just because we're a very small.
It's pretty small.
It's pretty small
Get
back
cramped
there.
in there pretty quick.
But it's one of my favorite days of
One of
the
the
year
first
that I
Yeah.
things
look
we
forward
went to
to
was
is
at Real Ale.
that. Now Abby's talking about core memories. That's a core memory.
Yeah.
So in 2019 for one of the biannual conferences, Real Ale hosted a brew day for Pink Boots members. We left here super early in the morning, got to
Showed up at house
Blanco,
5 a.m.
and they just rolled out the red carpet. We got to brew a beer there.
Yeah.
That Real Ale sold. And
Wow.
we got to drink it at Brew 30.
And then it came
Yes.
back into distribution.
Yes.
So when I was a buyer at that point, I got to order that beer and then put it on my board and be like, I
It
brewed
was
that beer.
amazing.
That is
And
cool.
if you haven't been to Real Ale, oh my goodness,
I've been
what
to
a
Real Ale.
beautiful
Great.
facility.
Yeah.
And they
The-
were so
the ownership
gracious.
that you get to have in helping brew a beer, it's just it's a good sense of pride.
Yeah.
Yeah, really fun.
That's
you were
awesome.
telling me about that panel in New Orleans.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
you. It was Mary Thorne.
I just recently did a panel for our national conference with Marissa, who is
Supply chain.
Yeah, the supply chain procurement manager for St. Arnold. She's fantastic. And then we had Mary Thorne, who owns Thistle Draft and the Blind Finch, and myself. And really what we were talking about was controlling cost and preventing loss. And just really like what we do in our day-to-day to make that happen in all different ways, like from Marissa's side of it to my side of it down to Mary. And it was kind of funny because Casey and I are both reps, so we kind of get that. And I was like, well, that's my whole job is to control cost and prevent loss, like making sure that that even like their keg shells are getting counted for. They were like, what's the most mundane thing you do? And I'm like, that you have to do. And I'm like, you have to make sure you get your keg shells back.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Getting your empties.
Yeah, getting your empties, because you have to remember our accounts are working on such small margins. So, they're relying on on these deposits and
Right.
and
That's
even
part
down
of the
to making
agreement.
sure that the checks are getting filled out properly, because these are pennies that they're going to have to rip up that check and now write you another check.
Oh, and they'll remember if you fuck it up, they'll remember.
They do remember.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like I've had accounts be like, hey man, I don't need to order anything, but can you please, I'm just trying to clear space.
Yep.
And can you just come get, and we will do whatever we need to do.
Yep. Especially because we're both, all three of us are, we're self-distro.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
that's on us. Yeah.
Wait, you weren't self-distro.
We're just a hot second. We were getting our feet wet. We did a short contract.
So you did a little a free trial?
Yeah.
How did that work?
I think so.
So you
I don't know.
you didn't have any contractual obligations, I guess.
So that's a little above my pay grade.
Fair enough.
Same story
Yeah.
for DECA. For a hot moment, we had a couple distributors, and then
That's right.
and then we went back to self-distributing.
We did,
Yeah.
and I think it just in the long run worked out for us right now. It's not to say that conversation won't come back up in the future.
Exactly.
But we just like the freedom.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's kind of what
I prefer being self-distro. I've never not been self-distro, but the idea.
it's pros. Yeah, I agree. I prefer self-distro, but to tell you the truth, I prefer self-distro because I can fix my mistakes in like 2
Exactly.
seconds.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, oh my bad, I can make that work. I can come pick that up, or
Right.
I can figure it out before it gets too far away from us.
Right.
Also, just like that one-on-one relationship
the
that you
customer
get
service.
Right.
with your buyer, and that they're putting the orders through you.
Yeah.
You're selling your product and your product alone. You
Right.
don't have to rely on a representative of your distributor to try to sell you over somebody else.
Right.
Which we understand that's a part of their job, but it's hard.
But you want to
Hard
make it as
stay at the
simple and easy
forefront of their minds.
for these buyers. You want them, hey, text me anytime.
Yeah.
Just text me and I got you. And it's that easy. I know there's other ways that you have to order through other portals and things like that. We don't have to do that, which is
Yeah.
nice for a lot of people that
Exactly,
just want
just
to
text
keep
me.
it simple. Yeah.
Really easy. Just hit me up.
Yeah, just text or you can call me. You can call me. I may not always answer. but-
I'll answer.
I'll text back.
yeah. Same.
I'll text back that I'll call you later, but I'll acknowledge your call.
Exactly. Yeah.
I can't remember, and I don't spend a lot of time in grocery stores these days. Is Great Heights in grocery?
Not very much. Just mostly our specialty stores. Now, when we were with our distributor for a second, you might have seen us in a handful of H-E-Bs or Kroger's.
I felt
but
like you were
we've
at some
kind of-
point.
Yeah.
We've pulled that back in, and we really are a taproom focused brewery. So you can find all of our beers here in our taproom.
That's what Megaton is. That's what DECA is.
Yes.
I when I worked for Back Pew, I spent a lot of time at grocery stores.
Yes.
I did samples. I sold to people like Gail. So I know that relationship. You haven't gotten to experience that yet.
Well, I
Well,
did
you
with
did a little bit with
Ingenious,
Ingenious.
but
I'm sorry.
with
yeah,
Community.
but it was a
Apologize.
very short period of time.
When I worked with Southern Star, I was told, do not skip your HEB account.
Oh, no.
Make sure you are seen. Make sure you visit. Make sure they see you or they know that you were there.
I did it, but I didn't like it.
It's a lot.
I
It's a
was
lot.
really competitive. I
Yeah.
worked for Community out of Dallas
Yeah,
for a little while, and I was in charge of doing about 2 or 3 demos a week with HEB.
Yeah.
And yeah, I wouldn't say that I liked it, but I was
You
like,
understood
I liked
the
it for a
game.
year.
I understood the game, and
Yeah.
I understood the assignment.
I got burnt out after a year. Bobby insisted when I worked at Backview, we do 2 or 3 a week, and like you said, and I felt like I was in a baseball game. It was like beer, sample beer, and I tried to sell. If there was other people, I was competitive, like you said.
Yeah.
I wanted to outsell them. Yeah,
I see our back pew rep all the time. Well, I mean,
Steven?
yeah,
I love
but
Steven.
again, our store is like we're back pew's neighbor. You know,
Right,
that's,
yeah, you're right there
But
by
I
him.
mean, he does a great job, and back pew does very, very well at our store.
Yeah.
Very well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bought some back beef from that HEB a couple times, especially when they did that. What was it? What was that thing they did a couple months ago, where it was like,
Was it when Bobby wanted to like be the top?
yes,
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that
yeah.
was such a
And
fun
it- and it-
idea. Yes.
and it worked.
Yeah, so
He did really good.
Bobby wanted, I guess, to prove that craft beer wasn't dead, and he just wanted to be number one for one day, you know. So basically, they had a sellathon. Bobby came,
Yeah, he
Randy
was there.
came out, put a table out, and they were there until they hit a goal, and they were going to be the number one, like our item that we sold, our best item that day, and they did it. They
Yeah.
hit it.
I went and grabbed
We
it. I
sold a
only
lot
grabbed
of
one
back
6-pack, but I did my
Yeah.
thing. I did my part.
You did your part.
Yeah.
We did a podcast that week at Backview before that event because I think what day did we do it
We had
on?
It was
Pictures.
right before that
Of
happened.
course
Yeah.
it was the
It was like the same week.
It was the same week. I saw Gail that week because I ran into HEB to grab an extension cord, but I was such in a rush. I had never met her before. And I was like, I'm not going to walk up to her right now while I'm grabbing this extension cord.
Fair
She
enough.
She was talking to somebody.
We see each other all the time. I'm in there
Yes.
quite a bit now,
Yeah.
especially when I'm like shopping for DECA, like because I do the food on Wednesdays. I'll see her in there. And she's like, "Hey, loading up on deli meats or whatever it is."
Let me tell you, if you have to work retail, you definitely want to work in beer and wine because your customers are the happiest people.
Right? Yeah, that's so
Oh my
true.
goodness, when you help them find something or they go through, well, I've had this beer, I've had this wine, and this and this and this, and I don't remember the name, and you're like, that's what it is. That's what it is. It's like you've just made their year. It's
Yeah.
that's
The same-
awesome.
My favorite thing about when I was doing samplings at HEB was describing the beer to the person who's never had it and telling them exactly what they're gonna get, and then watching their faces light up when they're like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I got."
Nailed it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, now I get it.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
This
It's
was
very
just like-
rewarding.
yes, it was such a rewarding experience. Yeah, there's
That's
a little
awesome.
dopamine that goes off.
And,
For sure.
And then to that customer's like, I don't like beer, and then you're like,
Oh,
try
yeah.
this.
I don't
Yeah.
like IPAs.
How many
Right.
people that told me
Okay.
they didn't like IPAs that I got to try Tanuki and like
exactly,
Tanuki?
Yeah.
Exactly.
That was
That's
all
how
the
Fruity
time.
Pellets, I call Fruity Pellets the
Fruity
gateway.
Pellet.
the
That's what I
gateway
called
IPA.
Tanuki when I was
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Gateway IPA.
Yeah,
Yeah.
gateway IPA.
And
I
if
could see it for sure.
If I had a really engaged customer, I'd just go down a whole and they were in, and I could see that they were enjoying the conversation or wanted to talk. I'd go down the history of so Dave Rougeron actually, Southern Star is one of the oldest craft breweries in Texas. First, and I would go into my whole spiel about how this is super local. Like you're supporting, you want to support somebody that gives back to your community. This is
Right.
one of the best ways you can do it.
Absolutely, yeah.
And in the history about him working at Southern Star, I'm sorry, at St. Arnold, and then him opening Southern Star and how far it's come, and then come visit us at the brewery. We have this place. You have kids, they can come too, and they can run around outside and and have a great time. Bring your football, throw it back and forth with them.
Yeah.
where it was great talking about the historical part and the
There's still
community part of it.
a large
It's
part of the
wonderful.
population around us that don't realize that they can do these things, that they can, that these things are there.
Yeah.
Like I shared something the other day. We had some dogs come up to DECA and they were lost. They didn't have any tags or anything.
I
So
saw that on social
we,
media.
we shared it. I shared it in kingwood.com Facebook group. And I've shared multiple things like when I've done Perry's tap takeovers or, certain events or things like that. I've shared stuff from DECA in there. But nothing went off like the pictures of these two dogs.
People love dogs.
People love dogs.
We love our
and,
dogs.
And so
yes.
but then we had like 9 followers. Like the next day, I looked at our Instagram or our Facebook. We had 9 new followers. I was like, it probably was from all that,
You might
just
have
that dog
kicked into
post.
something there.
Yeah, and I was like, we just need to post more dogs. And just be like, but
That's what he took from
your
it.
dogs are allowed to come to the brewery, and so are your children. Like we have games. Like we may not have a playground.
Yeah.
But like some breweries do. Like
You got stuff
go
to
to
do
back
for kids, though. You got board games.
We have board
or even
games,
Megaton.
yes.
You have like a plethora of our arcade
Bunch of
games
arcade
and
games,
crazy,
board games, yeah.
crazy amount of stuff to do. So I mean, like
Yeah.
people don't know. They don't even know.
If if I took anything away from our conference in New Orleans, it's that events with dogs do well.
I'm gonna
Write
take
that
something
down.
to Megaton with that. I'm gonna be like,
Yeah.
we need more dogs.
I just
need
stuff.
gotta
more
figure out a
dogs.
way. We just gotta say more dogs are lost, and you're like, oh, sorry, no, they're found. Oh, they found their home. Sorry.
Casey's bringing his own dog.
Yeah,
He's gonna go steal
found another
dogs.
lost
I
pup.
hope you find your way back.
I wanted to touch one more thing on HEB. So, when we talk about stuff on podcasts about craft beer, a lot of people they're like they want to participate. They want these jobs. It's not easy as a rep moving your beer in HEB. You have to. We talked about the samplings. You have to move the beer. You talked about getting in the cold bin, getting a placement. If your beer's not moving, you're not going to have a great placement.
Exactly.
So you like back pew. You talked about Steven's in there all the time, pushing the beer and making sure that people try it, so that the people come back and they get the beer again and again and again. From moving from a salesperson to a buyer, like what was that transition like?
Well, relationships. It's all relationships, you know. And again, I'm not even the beer. I'm not even the manager, the wine steward, or but it really. So HEB has resets, and so getting in the cooler is the goal, right? That's what you want to do, and that comes from people way above my pay grade, like corporate level, like you and Breeze know who to talk to. They know what contacts to go through, and they'll have like a round table maybe twice a year, and that's when you want to like, hey, we have this beer, can we, you know, how do we get it in the cooler? What do you want to see from us? And they go through all that fun stuff. But when you have a rep that comes in with a craft brewery that just, you know, you can tell that they're passionate about their product, they love their product, and they're like, okay, this demo didn't go well. I'm gonna come just for an hour, you know, another day. Is that okay? Oh, please come pencil that in. You know, every dollar counts at HEB with beer and wine. So it's like, yeah, for sure. You coming, you might sell one case. You might sell one case more than you wouldn't have if you did not come. So relationships are a big thing, you know, but we always love to see new products too. Customers always come in and ask, oh, what's new? And they're always looking. We have at my store, and I know there's other stores too, like the cooler set that, again, someone way above my pay grade determines what goes in that cooler.
But
right?
if your beer's moving well, if you get out there and
yes.
sample enough of it, you can get in that
most
cold bin
definitely
during that reset.
Most definitely.
I would assume it's numbers based. What's selling?
It
yeah.
is.
Yes, and they have access to all that information.
Right, yeah.
How much is HEB making? How much is HEB buying this beer for? How much is HEB selling it? How much money are they making? And is it selling? You know,
Right.
And you know, like St. Arnold will come out with a new beer. Like they have quite a few new beers that those beers will probably they will probably end up in the cooler in the next reset or two. You know, but we do have customers, and a lot of stores have designated, like, you know, it's warm shelf space, you know, but that's flexible space. So we started getting some beer from Celestial. And yes,
Celestial.
I know.
That's cool.
My new
Hell yeah.
beer.
You know that?
My new beer and
just
wine.
found out.
My new beer and wine manager. He was like, you know, I have a contact, and I'm like, I know the owners from Celestial, but he knows they're self-distributed, so he knew a way to make it happen to where it wasn't just, oh, we're just dropping off for HEB North Park. No, it's like there are a lot of HEBs now that they're made their time and travel and everything
amazing.
worth it coming. So we have four different varieties from Celestial now in one of our
Okay.
end caps.
I'm going to that HEB right after this.
Yes, we have a stout, and I think we have like 1 4-pack left.
I'm gonna get it
but
first.
you know, it's nice to see, like, our customers are kind of like, they know, like, this is a flex space. So when we have a craft brewery, like for Frosttown, they just entered the distribution, you know, market, and so no, they don't have a spot in the cooler, but do they have a spot on our end cap? Yes, they do.
You know who else is in the coolers? New Magnolia.
Yeah,
I sometimes get their WYSIWYG.
And again, every HEB is different. Where you see a
Yeah.
huge back pew presence at our store,
Yeah.
you may not see that down in Pearland. You
Right,
know?
yeah.
Craft beer is very hyper local.
Right.
So I know there's a specific HEB out in Katy that one end cap, that's going to be No Label's end cap for the
It
rest
is.
of
I've
their
been
life.
there, yeah.
Yes. That end cap is theirs.
Right,
You know,
yeah.
there's no going around. That is theirs because that is their neighbor. That is their closest brewery.
Yeah.
And just like we have our case stacks of back pew, like that's right. You know, yes, the beer and wine manager can change it up anytime they want to, but why would they when it's doing so well?
Right. Yeah.
You know, everyone's
Right.
profiting from it. You know, our customers are happy. Backpea's happy, HEB's happy with their margins.
Right.
So
Yeah.
So yeah, it's always great to see new beer come across, and it's always good to hear, oh look, our beer finally made it into the cooler, yay! You know. And so yeah, no, that and then of course, while there is a corporate demo list, you know, craft brewery representatives can always, you know, schedule with the permission of the beer and wine manager to come in and do their own demos.
Yeah.
And
Right
that,
on.
you know, Lucky 19 is actually one brewery for our store that they are in there. They
That's
are there
awesome.
all the time, and it shows. They
put in the work.
Yes, they put in the work. They are there, and they are constant. You see them all the time. So our customers have grown to know them, and they're excited about new offerings that come out from them.
Yeah.
So
That's awesome.
Hey, we are right at an hour. Y'all want to take a little break and come back?
Yep.
Awesome.
Ready for it.
Let's do that. It's been great so far. Are you someone who loves beer and is looking for a bigger home so you have more room for that beer? Are you looking to move closer to your favorite brewery or bottle shop? Whatever the reason, you need to call Hugh Height, the Texas Beer Realtor. Hugh is a craft beer fan looking to help out his fellow hopheads any way he can with their real estate needs. That's Hugh Height, TexasBeerRealtor.com or 281-939-8182. Hello, and welcome to Spider Games. A few years ago, I started selling a couple video games on eBay. Now I'm selling video games of all generations, retro toys, and anything I think's cool. I'm a top-rated seller because I package well and I take care of my customers. Check out my store on eBay. It's called Spider Games. Do you have any old video games sitting around? I buy video games of all generations, and I pay better than the game stores. If you do, email me at spidergamesebay@gmail.com.
I'm also known as DJ Sino. You can find me at least a couple of different breweries or craft beer bars throughout the month hosting the best music bingo in all of Houston. We'll be sharing those shenanigans right here on the Beer Someone podcast.
F your liver, the game that will have you salute the general, and then say the alphabet backwards, and then elect the president, and then bust a move, and then throw a ninja star, and then shoot your finger gun, and then roar like a T-Rex, and then freeze like ice, and then karate chop, and then bust a rhyme, and then bet on a horse race, and then spell supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, and then make your buddy laugh. Don't touch the ground because the floor is lava. Tell a story. Read my lips. Just grab 3 to 20 friends, a drink of your choice, shuffle and flip the top card, and let the chaotic hilarity unfold. F your liver, a game worth drinking to.
Beer Someone listeners, are you thinking about buying, selling, or leasing a home? If so, you need to call Hugh Height, the Texas Beer Realtor. Hugh knows hops and Hugh knows houses, and he can help you with all your real estate needs. That's TexasBeerRealtor.com or 281-939-8182. Hello, beer people. We are still here at Great Heights for episode 25, talking to Abby and Gale, and I got my buddy Casey with me.
Heyo.
I'm drinking a Fruity Pellets.
I'm drinking a Denali West Coast.
What do y'all got?
I also have the Denali West Coast.
Lagerish Kolsch.
Nice.
Awesome.
Yes, one of my favorites.
Delicious beer. We're going to get into it later at the end of this podcast because we always, and just to let you all know, I don't know if you've ever listened to one of these, but we always ask everybody their top 5 breweries. So you might want to start thinking about that in Houston.
Okay.
And I want to say that Great Heights is
They're
in my
all my
top
friends.
5. What's that?
They're all my friends.
Gotta preface that first.
You're all your friends. You're all your friends.
All my friends.
But I've never like announced, and I don't think Casey's ever said what his top 5 is. We'll have to do that one day. But I will say Great Heights.
I'm
makes my
learning
top 5.
as we're doing this. This is kind of shifting my
Yeah?
ideas sometimes.
Changing
Doing this podcast has shifted my perspective on a lot of places for sure. Yeah.
Well, Great Heights has always been in my top 5. I've been a huge fan. Some of my top 5 have closed over the last couple of years, but Great Heights still stands strong. Really happy to be here.
Thank you. They don't make my job hard.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. They make good beer.
They do.
Yeah.
The good beer is easy to sell.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly.
We were before we came back, we were talking about Austin, and you were talking. An ongoing topic throughout this podcast since we've started speaking of breweries closing, is the state of craft beer. And you kind of have a little bit of an update from the Austin event.
If I took anything away from the Austin event this past weekend, they had a really great seminar at the very beginning of the day on Saturday. And honestly, the one thing I took away from it is that Texas in itself, though, is kind of different. Like, we are not scaling back. It's not falling backwards. It seems to be like either steady or just slight growth, which is great. So honestly, that's really what I got from that. And another thing that I got from that is like to lean into the chaos. I remember the speaker talking a lot about that. And when he meant that, it's like, remember, the slushy phase and just trying to be, as extreme on the next beer, and you have to build and build and build, and how like maybe consistency and like these classic beer styles are in the long run more sustainable.
Right.
I do kind of that's kind of what I gathered.
Embrace
from
those NAs.
Yeah.
Embrace
Right.
those NAs.
100% embrace the NA market. It is there and it is not going away.
Right.
A little bit about the THC market was brought up. I'm kind of curious how that one will go. If you can't beat them, you might as well join them.
Right.
We might have that mentality
We
going
talked about
on
that
in
before
Houston.
because we think if you're not doing THC as a brewery, you're kind of leaving money on the table.
No,
There's
everything's-
money to be made.
Yeah, there's with the way Texas is, things are a little bit up in the air. So I
And
can
that's usually
see-
the holdup, I think.
Yeah,
for
why
most
people
don't
are
wanna
trying to
invest.
still figure it out, not invest. That's a good way.
The
to think of
legality
it.
is uncertain at this point, yeah.
But they're definitely a part of the mix. And another thing that I saw on there is how much energy drinks went up. Energy drinks just like really gained a huge market of the beverage market. So
wow.
yeah, that was kind of interesting.
I've even heard of like THC beverages that are infused with energy
Oh, wow.
like properties.
It's like two
You can
things
be
at the same
high
time, up
and
and down.
up.
Yeah, yeah.
Up, down, and high.
Yeah,
I'm
but
definitely
it's
that-
not
I'm
like they're
definitely
just
that
whacking it
customer.
with
Like
like
a THC Four Loco?
Oh, God.
yeah,
Oh,
I mean,
gosh.
yeah, pretty much. But no, like the way they sell it, because I've heard a rep kind of describe it, and they kind of like are like it's not like a caffeine, like it's not like a crazy jittery, it's more of like a elevated,
Oh, yeah. It's
a
go
mood
about
booster.
Absolutely.
energy
So,
booster.
yeah, I have that right here. I'm one of those customers. These energy drinks.
Yeah.
They're specific brands. They're I don't drink coffee. I do like coffee flavor. I can't enjoy a cup of coffee. This is my coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and let me tell you, this is my once a day. This is what I
Yeah.
I have the same thing.
And I'm just gonna say the brand.
It's good. Bloom?
It's
Yeah.
one of my favorites.
Yeah, cool.
I got
It's one of
addicted
my-
to
What's in it?
Celsius.
So it advertises natural energy, boosts metabolism, supports mood. It definitely makes me happy.
It does.
Okay, so it gives you like a
lift.
happy
Yeah.
mood.
It's like you're a little lighter on your feet.
Yeah.
Things don't annoy you as much.
Yeah.
I do not feel a crash. I do not like. I drink. I pop one open when I go to work, and I kind of sip on it through the day. I mean, it lasts maybe like 2 or 3 hours.
It has any lion's mane or anything like that in it?
It has what?
No, none of that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Lion's
Yeah,
mane.
no.
No, none of the mushrooms.
Is
More
it-
like
Lion's
what
mane's
you
not really an
described?
energy.
magnesium,
Yeah, and it has
a lot
180 milligrams of caffeine. So
Okay.
again, I don't drink sodas, so it doesn't add to the caffeine either. I actually, when I started drinking these, I became very strict about my caffeine intake. And this is one and done. That's
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Brandon
the
got me
market
turned on to the
loves-
Eurogum. I've been getting those things like ever since you turned me on to
Eurogum?
it.
Pretty great,
Eurogum is like a neurogum. Sorry, I'm saying
Neurogum.
it.
Yeah, it's like
Neurogum.
Eurogum,
Yeah, neurogum.
What are the Europeans giving us?
Yeah,
It's probably natural.
yeah. Well, you can only find it so far. I can only find it at like
CVS?
CVS and places like Whole Foods and things like that.
An actual gum.
Yeah, it's a gum. Yeah, and
Energy boost.
It's like an energy boost, but it's not like it doesn't get you all cracked out.
No, there's no crash.
Yeah. No, it's really, it only, honestly, it doesn't really last. The energy boost doesn't last a long
like a
time,
boost.
but it's like it's not a come down, like sort of, oh, I notice, but I could chew on a couple in a day and I'm good. But like, I definitely think that it's more of a nootropic I don't exactly know what all is in it, but it's marketed as nootropics, so it's not really like here's your taurine and your
I like
B12.
it. It's
and
really
your-
great. It's like $4 for a pack
caffeine.
of gum though, but it's.
Yeah, it's like $4 something.
I have some in the bag, but I haven't taken it in a while.
I like it. I get it pretty often. Yeah.
Can I chat about NAs really fast?
Yeah,
So,
let's
Abby,
do
y'all,
it.
do y'all have an NA here?
We do serve. We don't make an NA, but we keep Athletic on.
Oh,
We've
cool.
done a couple of other brands before Athletic got real big here, and it does fantastic.
Yeah.
And then we also have. That's a really great thing to bring up is that craft breweries, we have had to pivot. Like we have to lean in. I think it kind of goes through that if you can't beat them, you might as well join them.
Right.
And like it's important to have different options at your tap room because these days not everybody wants to rely on alcohol in order to relax.
Right.
But they want to come hang out at your brewery.
Right.
The brewery is a friendly, welcoming environment, so they still want to come and see their friends. They still want to come hang out. They just might not necessarily want a 7% IPA,
Right.
you know, or we have a hop water at DECA. In the short amount of time that I have been with HEB, the NA section in the cooler has grown tremendously.
Yeah.
And the big breweries know that. There is a Dos Equis NA. There is a Bush NA that we cannot keep in stock.
We tried it.
We have
We tried the
customers-
Bush NA.
Yeah.
Oh, I did not
we
like
have,
it.
We have
I thought it was
customers-
all right. I thought
we
it was
have
pretty good.
customers that come in and buy that like at
I think I heard
like a case is 2 units, 2 12-packs. I'll buy 2 cases at the same time.
Wow.
I
You
just want
know?
to say, I believe we have Athletic at Megaton as well.
Michelob Ultra has a lime
Guinness.
and a
Guinness
an
has
NA,
a
regular
I like the Guinness
and I've
one.
heard the really good things.
I haven't
about
heard.
the
I
Shiner
haven't
has
tried
an
that.
NA.
at
Shiner
all.
actually
Shiner
has,
just came out with one, and that's on a billboard.
they have a couple NAs actually. Who else? I mean, Corona.
So here's my question
Yeah,
about
Budweiser.
NAs, and I've been kind of poking around at buyers and people who kind of pay attention to their market, like the people that are coming into their place and buying these NAs. What? And we talked about this the other day at HEB. Is there a little bit of a placebo effect that it gives you? And I've just dabbled with a little bit of. I tried some the other day at Bumpy Pickle. I tried a few. He had 3 samples out. I tried 3 different things. One was a Paloma, one was a lime, one was Moscow Mule. I tried them, and then we started chatting, and then we were like. I was like, I feel like we talked as if we had alcohol. Like we were
placebo
getting,
effect?
we had
All
a little bit of a
mental, all
placebo,
mental.
and that was after you and I had that conversation.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm already kind of thinking that this is gonna give you some sort of like placebo effect. So is that something that you can market to people like? And it's silly because you can't really tell people like it'll make you feel a little tipsy because your brain will trick you. But does it happen? Because somebody was telling me they were like. They were telling me they were like they noticed people at the bar that were drinking these NAs. They were getting loud. They were having they were expressing themselves. They weren't just sitting there like just like a bump on the log.
Yeah, like if they had a water.
They were
or a
right.
Diet Coke.
Exactly.
They were engaging.
Involved and engaged in the conversation at hand and all that sort of. So that's one thing that I'm like really wanting to poke at right now is like because I think that that's interesting to talk about for sure.
Absolutely. I mean, and even just for yourself, like a placebo effect for yourself. And some people are even not just using NAs just because they want to go non-alcoholic. They might like sneak one in between 2 or 3 beers.
Okay.
Yeah, and I've noticed I've had some
Yeah.
friends do that, and
Fair
they're
enough.
like their brain's already like this tastes like beer, so I'm drinking beer.
Yeah.
There you go.
When we talk about NAs, I constantly remember this scene from Adam Sandler's like the 51st Dates, and at the beginning of the movie, it's him like
One of my
going
favorite
through like
movies.
his like random dates, and he takes every girl that he meets to the same place, and then one girl's like, "Oh my god, I'm so drunk. This is so good." Well, he's like, "There's no alcohol in that."
Right.
It's the best scene ever,
But-
and oh my god, I love it.
We've all
And-
heard that story
Yes.
about somebody bringing like an O'Doul's or something and
she
putting
was like super
you know,
flirtatious, and she's like, "Oh, you're gonna take me home," or and all this, and
Yeah.
and he's like, "Man," he's like, "I hate it. There's no alcohol in that."
Yeah.
and it's
but if
the
you think
most
that there
hilarious
is,
thing.
but here's the thing: is that there's a difference between that because like you think there is, you know, when you order an NA that there's no alcohol, but there's something about the flavor and the way it's packaged and like the act that you're
and the
it's-
color.
yeah.
Well, one of the things though that I do harp on is that your eyes drink first.
yeah.
Oh, there you go.
And you drink first with your eyes, and that's very true for us in the industry because like we kind of also know what beers are supposed to look like as they come and sit in front of us, and you're
Right.
like, oh, that's cloudy.
I still haven't
right,
found a
That lager
hazy
looks like an
IPA
ember.
non-alcoholic.
Lager shouldn't be that cloudy.
Right.
I
Is
still
this the
have.
bottom of the keg?
But you notice the difference if it's a soda. Like if it's a Coke, you're like kind of like, okay, this is a Coke. This is a soda. This
Let
is
me
Dr.
tell
Pepper.
you, I feel like I'm one of those girls. If you were to put a McDonald's Sprite, a Jack in the Box Sprite and a like Chick-fil-A Sprite, I will be able to tell you which Sprite is which Sprite.
McDonald's is
and I
the
can 100%
best.
tell you which one is because
Which one do you think's
McDonald's,
the best?
the McDonald's
It is the
100%
best.
spicy Sprite because they have the carbonation is perfect, the water
Corn syrup.
is perfect. Because I can taste the water in the Jack in the Box Sprite is not as clean.
I don't think I've had a Jack in the Box Sprite, but
I have one by my
I'm a
house.
Sprite person as well.
I'm a Sprite person.
This is
too.
amazing.
I love this. Yeah.
Yeah.
because I don't really drink Sprite that
Think
often.
about it from
But
the
I
beer
don't drink
perspective.
sodas,
Think,
so,
think
yeah.
about it from the beer perspective and going to a fountain. Like, what kind of water are they mixing with their fountain soda? What's the ratio with the syrups and how much carbonation is going in there? That
I'll go to
all
McDonald's
affects
just for a
everything.
Sprite.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
Sprite and French fries.
No, I'm not. I'll go there. That's
believe
all I'll
it.
get.
At 38 years old, this is the best hangover cure.
I'm gonna have to just go do it one day.
I want to mention you were just saying breweries, better state, Texas. I was thinking as you were saying that
More stable.
We're more stable. When was the last time a brewery closed in Houston?
Sooner,
It's
sooner
wild
than we
now,
wanted.
right?
Though. It's been a hot second, but it's still sooner than we wanted.
Elder Son.
Elder Son, and
Was
then
that the last
also,
one? No, but
then
Texas
also
Leaguer,
North,
right?
North Shepherd,
North Shepherd?
Yeah.
and then Texas Leaguer. I think
I was thinking
was
North
a little
Shepherd, but I
after
really
that.
don't-
North Shepherd and Elder Son.
So was
I
Texas
think they
Leaguer the
closed
last
around
one?
the same time.
Or was it North
Texas-
Shepherd?
Texas Leaguer might have been the last
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
I think-
When
Yeah.
was that?
They closed quietly too.
Yeah,
they did.
it
They
was
were
quiet.
really. I think they were really trying to make it work.
That was
Yeah.
last summer, right?
Yeah.
Because
So
you
it's
and I
been
were
a
trying to
little
reach
while.
out. You were trying to reach out to Nathan and try to.
I wanted to talk
see
to
here.
Nathan. I ran
just
into
wasn't a
him
good
right
time,
after that,
probably.
So
but
the last
yeah.
time they
No.
posted was August 29th, and that's when they posted about the an update to their first like notice that they were trying to fundraise.
Yeah.
to-
No, it's
yeah.
it's still just because Texas is maybe like stable, and from my opinion after going to this conference, but it's still like because when it's so close, whenever a brewery closes and it's close to you, and we all know that this industry is like so tight knit, it does make it seem like we're all like going.
I
It's like
know.
no, what's going on?
It hurts sometimes. Yeah, it hurts.
Yeah.
Panther Island just closed, and they're like in the
no.
Dallas
I love
area.
Panther
Yeah.
Yeah. No, we've had a couple close in Texas over the last couple months, but yeah, I was just saying Houston. I think it would be Texas Leaguer. But yeah, that hurt when
I'm
Panther
gonna run
closed.
to the restroom.
It's it hurts when all of them close. And,
Yeah.
and you know what's also actually, and Casey and I probably, and Brandon, of course, we've been understanding this is how many. What I would feel like once a week we're
Bars.
hearing about a bar that's
Yeah.
closed.
Yeah, that's
Woosters,
We gotta-
Verde.
That's been rough.
We've had to go in and pick
Almo
up our kegs.
just shut their
Yeah.
doors. There's
Oh,
a new
really?
place
Yeah.
replacing it, but what is it?
buyers changing.
I pulled out of Galveston. I pulled completely out of Galveston.
I pretty much
because-
pulled out of
because
Galveston, too.
Muchachos won't take independent anymore.
Proletariat was kind of my last.
And Proletariat
Yeah.
closing was
Yeah.
between. I can't just go down there for Bruce
I'm not
Brothers.
authorized to go to Galveston. I go as far as to
I'm not
like leaks.
authorized.
I'm just not. Yeah,
They
which
won't
is
let
fine.
Him, they won't let him go across the causeway.
I do what Cody tells me. So if he tells me,
I got
don't
a
go to
lot of
Galveston,
accounts in
I
Webster
ain't
and
going.
Pearland.
You want to hear a
so-
funny story about Galveston? We sent a truck down there, and my delivery driver called and asked after he got all of his deliveries done. He called and asked our taproom manager to clock him out, and then he rode every ride at Pleasure Pier, and then he got back in the car and he asked him to clock him back in, and then he went home.
That's great. I
I did
Casey's
this.
Done that.
I didn't ride every ride, and I also clocked out. I took a break, but I remember I was at Bubble Jungle, dropping off some kegs, and right there at Kima. And I didn't go to it wasn't Pleasure Pier, but I
You were
went
in
to,
yeah.
I was at the Kima Boardwalk, and I saw that fucking roller coaster, and I was like, it's fucking dead down here. Let me go check it out.
I was jealous.
It was $8, and I was in and out in less than 30 minutes. I got my ticket. I got on the ride.
took
I
a
rode the
selfie.
ride. I took a selfie on the ride, and it was funny because I was just down there the other day, and I was like, "How much time do I have?" And I was like, "Nah, I don't have enough time." But I was like, "But if I did, though, I was like, totally would do it again
Can I
because."
come next time?
Dude, we've talked about planning a day where we kind of like
I'll
hit
go to
the
Bumble
road
Jungle
together.
with you.
Yeah,
Yeah, let's do it.
whether we go there or not, we can at least ride the ride together.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm down.
I think that was my post that day. Was I posted on social media and I was like, I had been grinding and like working, whether it was, DECA sales or bingos or whatever there was that I was like going
Casey
after.
also does our social media, which again, I swear is a full-time job in itself.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
yeah.
I kind of lobbed it up today, but we was busy. But yeah, like I just felt like that. I just needed to treat myself, and that was kind of my point to people.
Treat
was like,
yourself.
Treat yourself. Like go out and do something a little fun. It didn't take me that long to do it. It didn't cost me a lot of money. It just was the thought of like, I can do this, and it
Free
works.
will is
Yeah.
a really cool thing.
Yeah.
It's a good thing about this job.
Yeah.
We do
Yes.
have free will.
And that's and I remember I even I had no qualms about like taking my lunch break to do that. I was just like, this is.
Let's just get on a roller coaster because we can.
It was awesome. I can't wait to do it again. Yeah. So next time Brandon's coming with.
I'm coming
Yeah.
with you
Oh,
for
I
sure.
love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. We've been talking about it though. We're doing like a little ride along.
I think that one thing that this is a really good lead-in is that like we need to start doing more collabs with each other.
Yeah.
Like even if it's riding roller coasters.
I've
But
noticed.
really in the greater Houston area, that's the proper way to use greater.
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
the greater Houston area, it would be really fun to start seeing some of our breweries again, like even co-hosting pint nights and stuff
Right.
like that, because it's just more goose for the gander. Is that how that goes?
It is, and I've noticed just from the 2 years that I've been with DECA and I did a little sales with Ingenious, but this is different. I've noticed by the tight knit, like how we are when we all hang out together, like doesn't matter which establishment it is, they see that, and I see that. I noticed that becomes a plus. Mm-hmm. They see they're like, damn, all these people are just vibing, having a good time. They're all just chit chatting before they come and talk to me to sell their beer, and everybody's just like kumbaya, and like that in and of itself helps all of us sell our beer.
Yeah.
It really
I
does.
feel much more
100%
like
agree.
coworkers than I feel like competition when it comes to.
And our industry is
In
so
our industry,
unique in
yeah.
that aspect. It really is. Like I always say it's like craft beer here in Houston equals community, and it's
Yeah.
almost everywhere that you go to. Like you go anywhere, I go to Austin or somewhere. I'm like, oh, and I just happen to, I work for a craft brewery. Oh, which one? And, and
I will
all of a
say
sudden we have an industry
that-
discount.
Right,
You know?
yeah.
They may or may not, but it's just nice to talk beer with
is.
someone.
Yeah.
I will say one of my very fond memories is being in Austin, and I had family with me, and I started asking them what beer they wanted. We were at Pine House Pizza, and this was again like maybe 6-7 years ago. And I'm like, oh, you'll like the Amber, blah blah blah. And they were like, do you work for a brewery? And I was like, yeah, I do the brand ambassadors for community, and they're like, you get 95% off.
Wow.
And they were like,
95%.
yeah, no, I just remember that number, and I was just like,
So
oh my
just
god,
enough to
they
tip.
were like, you
Yeah,
are family and friends,
Yeah.
but that community, like they just like brought you in immediately, and they were like, oh, you're
Yeah.
a part of the community, you get like an employee discount
When
because
me-
you are a
yeah.
part of us.
Yeah.
When me
absolutely.
and Casey were in Austin doing the Live Oak podcast, which was the last one we did, we went to a couple breweries after. We were already feeling pretty good after Live Oak.
Several.
Oh,
What
I
were
remember
your
your little, like,
favorites?
your chill picture at the
We
hotel.
took a picture in the bed.
That was such a fun picture. We
It
took
was.
one before, and I was like, no, let's do one
I
more.
was waiting for the comments too. I was like, oh, here
They
we
were
go.
fun.
I just went to St. Elmo's new
went to St. Elmo.
campus, and that was really cool. Yeah,
We
it
went
was-
to Pint House. We went to St. Elmo, and we went to
Classic.
Vacancy Brewing.
I love
Vacancy
Vacancy.
was-
I hadn't gone this year, but I've gone 2 times in the past.
What
We-
you were just saying, though, we told the bartender. By the way, they were doing some. What's the show?
Traders.
Traders.
Which
they were
they
doing
just
traders.
did
and
their-
everybody was there, and they were into it. Me and Casey were talking.
So
and they were
into it.
like shushing us.
Oh, that's also
They
a
were,
really
like,
fun
clapping
thing
and
to bring
cheering.
up. That's a new thing for
Yeah.
some of our accounts out here are now hosting these like nights of watching like really
so
cool,
cool.
shows,
Yeah.
and they
Oh.
pack out. PKL
They were
did one
packed.
of those.
Yeah.
For Love Island.
I wish we could do
I think
it.
Love
Yeah.
Island
I
was
kind
trying
of
to get
started
Megaton
it.
to do Survivor
y'all done
50.
that, right? For
We did it
Megaton
for Fallout.
Uh-huh.
But I was trying to get
I
him for-
remember you talking about
I
that.
love Survivor. I'm a big Survivor
would be
fan.
good.
And
I think
wanted
that's
to do
so
Survivor
nostalgic.
50.
The
I was trying to
millennials
order.
the millennials love to spend money on nostalgia.
So the whole
Yeah.
that whole where Vacancy is, that whole little strip right
Oh,
there,
yeah.
Yeah.
is like a millennial center. We were at one. I
Pickleball
walked-
court.
St.
Pickleball
Elmo
court.
to a
Pickleball
pickleball
court.
bar.
St. Elmo had a band that was literally a folk band. And I was like, dude, this is super cool. Like 10, 12 years ago.
But the reason I bring up Vacancy is we told the bartender we worked for local breweries. We were there for a podcast, and he's like, "Do you want to see the brewery?" And he pulled us
Yeah.
back there and showed
St.
us
Elmo
the operation.
was just
Oh, wow.
so generous and just being like, oh, yeah, Darnell. We all love Darnell.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Darnell is always the one to go up to somebody and say, hey, can we get a tour?
Yeah.
And yes, of course you can. And we got to have like a 30-minute tour with the GM and just ask questions and bounce off of each other.
Yeah. And if I remember correctly, they had all their stuff kind of. So if you're in the tap room, you can see everything.
You're talking about St. Elmo?
Yeah, you can see
The
everything.
new one? Or y'all were at the, it sounds like y'all were at the first location. They just opened a second
Oh,
location.
I didn't know
I've been
that.
to St. Elmo
Okay.
many times. I
Yeah.
love St. I haven't been to the new location.
The new
but I was
location
talking
is
about
pretty
one we were in
cool.
was in a
Vacancy,
strip
where
center.
They pulled us back
that's
there.
the
there's
first one.
like a wine bar. There was a bunch of, but it was very millennial vibes.
Yes. Yeah.
And
It's
then
so
we went to
cool.
Vacancy, and they were all watching the traders, and like cheer. The whole place was packed. The energy was electric. We were just like, "Fuck yeah, this is amazing."
And then we went to where did we go after that? We went to Meanwhile.
Meanwhile,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
I will
Because-
have to say that was one funny, actually interesting thing to watch at the award ceremony. Austin did great, and they did, and it was like I think Meanwhile was one of them. They were like won the award for bronze, and then they were like, "Don't go anywhere because you've also won the award for silver." You've also, and then they would like let somebody else win for silver, and then
And then
all of a
Meanwhile
sudden
came back up.
call Meanwhile back up for the gold.
Dude, that's awesome.
And I think there was a couple like
they
that.
had like a pickleball court inside. They had like several. Like, it was crazy. And they
Not in Meanwhile.
what place was that?
That was a bar between St. Elmo and Vacancy while we were walking. We were pretty.
I would
we were
believe
feeling
that
pretty good. We were
Meanwhile
Uber.
is a huge spot.
We
I
rode-
could see them
we rode
having
in a
pickleball.
Waymo.
we did.
We did ride in a Waymo.
Oh, like those are coming to Houston. Yeah.
I like them.
We acted like
everybody's on a wait list.
we acted
I
like
listened to
children
a
who
lot
had
of
never
NPR.
ridden in a car before.
I probably would act
Yeah.
like that too.
it was
I'm
pretty
just
weird. You're
if
just
I
like,
get
there's
it-
nobody up front.
I'm excited.
I'm not kidding. I probably wouldn't let my daughter in one. I'm like, I'll go in one, but
It
not
was
you.
so
I'll-
safe.
We'll try it first.
But we didn't go that
I
far
like it
either.
better because there's nobody you need to talk to and entertain. Because all of us are just like that service industry kind of forward talkers, so we always feel like we can fill the space. I'm
Right.
kind of really looking forward to like this is my quiet time.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we weren't quiet at all.
we did a video. It's on my phone.
We were having a good.
We thought it was
we were
hilarious.
a couple of clowns. It was like look at the steering wheel. It's turning. Oh, it was so wild.
Let's get back to Pink Boots
Yeah.
though. So I definitely want to touch more about Pink Boots. We were talking about the collaborations that y'all do with breweries all over the Houston. We do one at Megaton with the Pink Boots beer. It's called These Boots Are Made for Walking, which is a really great beer.
Excellent.
I've enjoyed it many times at Megaton.
What's the style?
I believe it's a hazy IPA.
It's good. I've had it. It's
Yeah.
really good. Yes. So one of the big fundraisers and probably the biggest one that Pink Boots does, and they Pink Boots, the actual chapter itself, so I guess headquarters, right? They partner with Yakima Chief Hops, and this is the 9th year that
Yep.
they've done that they've done this, and Pink Boots members get to pick the hop blend. And Abby and I have actually had the privilege
Several
of doing
times.
this.
Yep, we go to the hop
Oh
rub.
wow.
Yeah,
I was
so-
going to ask about that. How that
so-
works.
During COVID,
They'll send us like 15
Yes.
samples of hops from Citra to Simcoe to HBG 793.
Yeah.
we had
Like
like
making up numbers.
We,
Yeah,
we had
right.
it was like 20 of them.
Yeah.
So we actually did it here one year
We've
during
done
COVID.
it here. We've done it
Did-
at Project Halo.
Yeah, and didn't our chapter that year during COVID get to pick? And then we'll go and I'll explain why. But during COVID, didn't we get to pick the hop blend? Or did it go?
I think
to,
we were a very big part of the
Okay,
process.
okay.
I don't know where we
So
settled in that.
You
usually
kind of like vote on it, and everybody is sort
but
of.
that's what they do. They send us the hop blend, or they send us a bunch of hops. They ask us which hops do you like the best out of there. You rate them, and then chapters get to put their input in, and then Yakima Chief takes that information and then makes a hop blend for us.
Brad.
So
Yeah.
during COVID, we had to do that kind of locally. But isn't it finalized at GABF? They get
Yes.
together- yes. So
There is,
any
yep.
Pink Boots member during GABF, the Great American Beer Festival in Denver in the fall, can get together and they finalize the hop blend there. That's where they all get
That's
together.
cool.
Yeah, it really is. So
And
like,
there's and also not just the hop blend now, and because the way that Great Heights actually contributes to Pink Boots is that we use the country malt blend. So while we love having a hop blend that we could use, but we like the idea of using a malt instead because that just like opens up a lot. You usually
don't
with
have
the
to
hop
always
blend,
make
you
an
need to-
IPA.
You need, you
Right.
don't necessarily need to make an
Yeah.
IPA. So like what we do is a West Coast Pilsner.
Oh, wow.
And we use the country malts hop.
That's cool.
Country Malt's malt blend, excuse me.
Okay.
And then and it's the Pink Boots malt blend, and the bag is so cool. And then you
Okay.
can also donate the bags, and then they'll turn them into like purses and stuff like that.
Oh, so they make a
Wow.
fancy
Yes.
bag.
yeah, they
Yes,
make a
it's-
really cute bag.
That's badass.
So at DECA, we're hoping to do that this year with the malt blend. Cody, one of the owners, has always been supportive of Pink Boots. So when we've done one every year that we've been open. And so what you do is so breweries they purchase this hop blend from Yakima Chief Hops, and it changes every year, so it's not the same.
Right.
And then once you purchase that, a percentage of that goes back to Pink Boots. You're talking about the organization. Yes, the actual organization. Now, when DECA could do a fundraiser, Eureka, the breweries that actually make the beer can do a fundraiser. And okay, so every dollar of this specific beer that you buy will go back to your local chapter.
Oh,
local
cool.
chapter.
Yes, so
Okay.
those funds come into our bank account.
And those funds give scholarship opportunities. We've sent 2 or 3 members to Europe.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
badass.
I
That's
myself
awesome.
have been a beneficiary of a scholarship where I got a 2-week course with Cornell. That was pretty
Nice.
cool.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
That is cool.
And
You got to
I got
go-
a certification from a Cornell professor and
Yeah.
did a 2-week course with us.
You're like Andy from The Office.
I literally no, you read my mind. As somebody who didn't graduate from college, I'm really proud of that.
Do you have some Cornell,
be.
you buy some Cornell gear?
I want to. I want
So,
the
I mean-
sweatshirt.
Yeah.
it can go from being sent from Houston to Belgium, which one of our Pink Boots members, Sarah from St. Arnold, just got to do recently, or to taking a awesome course online that you get a certification in. And then when you're done with that, Pink Boots has the pay it forward. So you give a presentation
And
to
you share that
your
knowledge with
chapter
everybody.
at a chapter meeting, and you share that knowledge with everyone.
Dude, that's awesome.
It is
Well, we
great.
said-
And
Super cool.
again, assist, inspire, encourage, inspires others. Okay, these scholarships are out there. All it takes is my time to do them.
Right.
But all those funds go back into our chapter. A couple years ago, when Sydney with Southern Yankee, and you were part of it. You were an instrumental part of it too. We had our first Pink Boots Beer Fest.
Oh yeah.
That Bad Astronaut hosted.
That was amazing. I was
Oh
there.
That was
my
fun.
goodness!
Speaking of,
It
we're
was
gonna have-
amazing.
That was a lot of fun.
And
Yeah.
speaking of Pink Boots Beer Festivals, we're actually going to do another one this year, but we're going to do this a little bit differently at Benny Thunders, which is our favorite self-pour.
I love Benny Thunder.
You love those
And
guys.
she-
those ladies over there are fantastic.
And they
Yeah.
are part of Pink
and they're
Boots as
Pink
well.
Boots members
Okay.
as well.
Can I
Right
be a
on.
part of it?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
But this is what's great about it is that we're gonna the ladies of Benny Thunders is going to order as many Pink Boots beers as they can in the month of July. And we're going to have our own mini beer festival. But for us reps, it's going to be so much fun because we don't have to bring our jockey boxes,
It's
tents,
all
or
going to be
anything.
on the
Right.
self-pour.
We don't
Exactly.
even have to
Yeah.
pour it.
Right.
The guests are going to pour it, and all we're going to do is encourage it, teach them how to pour, tell them what the beer is
Hang
like.
out.
Hell yeah.
We actually get to be a part of it this year.
That's cool. That's fun.
Yeah,
I like
think it's
that. And
gonna
I
be
love
really
that
great.
place.
Yeah, those
I love that place.
That's
those
place,
ladies
yeah.
are fantastic.
Kathy, what's Kathy and
See, I wanted to remember.
yeah.
I have their
Yeah.
picture. I forgot her. Yes, but
Yes.
Kathy and her
Debbie?
partner. Yeah.
I think it's Deborah.
Yes,
Kathy
yes,
and Deborah.
yes, yes.
And
They were
and Benny Thunders is named after Deborah's brother who
Right,
passed.
yeah.
And he was
Those
Benny.
are his
and those are his
guitars.
guitars.
Yeah,
and
he
his
was a lefty.
t-shirts.
And what a cool place.
Oh,
So
Yeah,
cool.
super cool
concept.
place.
Yeah.
You have to, I will admit, some people are a little skeptical of, what's these self-beer pour places like? But
It's the only one in Houston
It's-
right now, right?
it is, as far as I know, and it's really cool because the data that they can get off of this, imagine, people can pour an ounce at a time, right? Well, imagine pouring, an ounce of a beer at a time and taking a sip and, nobody's going back to that one, or pouring an ounce at a time, and now you see 7 ounces poured after it. Now you see
Right.
10 ounces
Right.
poured.
You get a-
They have this real-time data that is,
Right.
so cool.
It is
it's
very cool.
such a neat concept, and the
Yeah.
place where it's at is beautiful.
Oh, it's
too.
gorgeous.
Yeah, I
It's
love
right
it.
off of that Columbia,
Yeah,
that
yeah,
Heights
in the
Trail,
Heights, yeah.
right behind.
Right off the trail.
Yeah, right off the trail.
But I mean, how many of us have had customers come in? Can I have a sample of this? Can I have a sample of that? Can I have a guess what? Here you go.
Now
Guess
we're
what?
charging
All the
them.
samples.
Right,
But,
yeah.
but she makes such a great point. As somebody from the industry, we all have maybe not wanting to ask for sample after sample, but we know what beer we like.
Right.
At Benny Thunder, you don't have to
Right.
have that awkwardness. Like you just go up there and sample the beer.
Right.
You can just
And
go
yes,
get an
and yes,
ounce and ounce of every
And
single
yes,
beer.
I want that 12% stout, but I don't really want an
I don't
8-ounce
want
pour of
8
it.
ounce
You just
pour.
want
Right.
two.
Yeah,
Right.
I just
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
I
is really cool.
really love their concept.
Yes.
Once I got to visit them and see, like, again, this is another backstage pass that you get to have
Yeah.
with Pink Boots. We got to learn all about their self-pour service.
Speaking of self-pour, do you mind if I self-pour?
Yeah, self-pour.
Y'all keep going.
Can you,
just
They-
can you pour me
Yeah, I
too?
can.
They also have the nacho truck, which I forget. Nacho
Yeah,
wagon.
They do have
Could
a
I
nacho
have
truck out there.
The nacho wagon. Have you had their nachos?
I have
Oh,
no
so
idea.
right, I have. I shamefully have not.
Their
Need to
nachos
put
will
them-
change
oh,
your
sorry.
life. They're
written
best.
on the-
They're
Need to
some of
get
the
on
best
that. So they're-
nachos.
yeah, if you see
I
Brandon,
have
you're
a
gonna
log
see
dish?
them behind it. Are you going to want the drip? You can get a new glass, bub. More, so drip, right now Brandon is pouring the drip. That is one of our medal winning beers as well from the Texas Craft Brewers Guild.
Can I
Not
have a
this
log
past
dish, folks?
season,
Yeah.
but we have one
Yes,
in the
please.
past.
Right on.
That's usually a local collab that we'll do with Boomtown Coffee. Very coffee forward.
Cool. Brandon's always going for the coffee stuff, which I like coffee stuff, but I don't think I like it quite as much as Brandon. Brandon really loves it.
I'll take a
Thank
Denali,
you.
Brandon. There you go. You
Got
can
a-
reuse my glass.
Got a dripper over there.
So when was it? 2024? Yeah, I'm gonna find it right now because I have tons of pictures. We had our Pink
Perfect.
Boots Beer Fest
No, it's
at Bad Astronaut, and what a fun beer fest that was. Oh,
That was a lot
it
of
was
fun.
in 2024.
Yeah.
Yes. Caitlin and I were able
Yeah.
to be there and represent for DECA, and I mean, you talk about just a fun, huge beer fest inside.
It was awesome.
And it highlighted the Pink Boots blend. So every brewery was encouraged, to brew their Pink Boots beer in time and to bring their beer. I mean, they didn't have to. I think maybe had one or two breweries that didn't have a Pink Boots blend, which is perfectly fine. They were there. They were there
Right.
supporting Pink Boots, and so it was all throughout. I mean, we had there was like 20 breweries there.
There was a lot of breweries.
huge
There was a lot
yeah.
of vendors. I mean, like there was
Yeah,
all
there were
kinds of cool
bands
stuff.
and-
Bands.
yeah.
F Your Liver was there.
Yes.
Yeah. Right next to I was manning both, actually. I was manning the F Your Liver booth and
Right
the
on.
Megaton booth at that
Nice.
one.
We
Yeah.
raised a
Star
lot
Sailor
of
was there?
money, and that went back into the Houston chapter, and that provided scholarships for our members to go and learn and keep growing in their respective fields. I mean, from working in the lab at St. Arnold, from working. Claire has quality control, a quality control company, and I mean, from graphic design to marketing, all those aspects. So,
Yeah.
those dollars are so important, and they're really put to good use.
Yeah.
Yeah, one time we
amazing.
got a bus.
Oh wow.
That was the best use of our money that day.
Yeah?
Yeah, well, all the way from Project Halo. Like we needed to get to we wanted to go to Project Halo, and it was like, we want to get there safely. We have the funds for that. Like,
That's
let's,
yeah.
really cool.
yeah.
That's cool.
And,
Yeah.
even things like that, like it can be as simple as like just making sure that we get back and
You
forth
can,
safely.
so many more people will want to be included if they know, like, oh, I can take a bus. Oh, I don't have to pay. Oh, absolutely.
and we that
Let's
was
go.
our first time using that. And we were like, wow, this is great. Like
Yeah.
this is a little easier. So everybody has that saying where it's easier said than done. This was finally one that was like done.
Yeah,
you were like,
it was
oh, this
like-
is easier than I thought.
Bus ordered. Yeah.
Less ordered.
Yeah.
Funds used.
Yeah.
And
right.
this is things like the guild has done. When
Oh,
we
yeah,
when
that
we
was
have
one of my
Oh,
favorites.
yeah, when we've had we've taken a chartered bus from St. Arnold to
To
Galveston Island.
They're
Oh
not
my
doing it
goodness.
this year.
How
We
fun.
did. I
But it
was
was
on the
good
one
to
for
find
Naked
our own
Iguana.
way
I know we have to find our own way there,
guess
but
we have
I
to
think
stay
we should all
overnight.
get
That's the
we
next
should all
one,
get an
right?
Airbnb.
It's Galveston Island, but yeah, the Naked
That would be
Iguana.
fun.
I got to ride on the bus with
Yeah.
the owner of Megaton, Chris, over there. That
Yeah.
Oh,
was
how
really cool.
fun! And, and that's times where you get to talk to people that you necessarily don't get to talk to all
Right.
the time.
Yeah.
Meet people. Oh, what? I work for Megaton in Kingwood. Oh, you're all the way down in you're Mad Llama in
Yeah.
Spring, or
Love
a
Mad
brewery
Llama.
that you don't get to see you don't get to visit very often. And
Right.
you're like, oh,
Yeah.
how are y'all doing? How's your place? What's
No, it was
your
so
si-
cool. I wish
it's-
Galveston Island had the bus too, but
and
I'll
then the
be at
rides back are
Galveston
so
Island.
much more.
That's
Yeah.
the next one, right?
That's the next one. I missed the one at Valison's last month.
I did
really
too.
wanted
That
to
was
go.
always
It's
a
still on a
party.
Monday though, right?
I missed that one too, but I've Valinson's. If you're gonna go to one, balance.
I missed it.
Ten-
Now,
I've
now you
missed
make me
it
feel
also.
bad. That was
Yeah.
like 2 weeks ago or
I've
something.
heard, that's always a good time.
I always have
party.
things going on. I can't ever make them.
I was just
or they're
tired
just too
that
damn
day.
far.
I'm gonna give some insider information. I feel like us as reps, like we are already very social, and we already have our events that we have to set up for. So to ask us for one more Monday.
So your
So that's very
your
true.
And you're doing
your
pink
people
boots
meter
on top
That's
of
the
it.
thing
Yeah,
is,
it's
people
at
ask
the-
me sometimes because I feel like I've gotten to that point now, and I didn't really necessarily think of it that way in the past when I probably should have. But people are like, I never see you at the Cove, or I never see you at the. I'm like, dude, my job is already so social.
Yeah. Yes.
Like that. Sometimes I just
Sometimes
like
we have
being
to reserve
home.
our banks.
And I like
And the
to, I like
podcast
to,
and-
yeah. Well, yeah, and the podcast. But I mean, like, I enjoy all these things, and I enjoy my job, but I also enjoy being at home with my family. So it's
That's why
balance.
I try to tell people that Pink Boots is not just a social group. It's really what you make it. Like if you
Right.
really don't have the energy to go to a meeting once a month, we totally understand that. But you can still log in, and you can still have access to every opportunity that any other Pink Boots member would have.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's super cool.
That's so true. I remember when one day at the brewery, I was working and Casey was there with his family, and someone came in asking for him, and I'm like, ooh. In my mind, I'm like, I want to tell her no, like straight out lie to her, But at the same time, like, what if someone says, "Hey, Casey," because he's like literally like 5 inches away from me, and then she's like,
you're looking for Casey?
and then she's looking at me like, "What? You just told me, So I told her, I'm like, he's here, but he's not working, and he's with his family.
Yeah.
She's like, I just want to drop off some promotional materials, and I'm glad I did.
Yeah,
it was for the hot sauce.
Yeah, she was super
festival.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I was just like,
But I appreciate that.
But let me give you this disclaimer that this is his personal time, and it was a fun time. It was like during a Houston Texans playoff game.
Yeah, it was during a game.
So
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
like, just FYI, we all. I didn't think of this until I was older. It's like, wow, now I really am very focused on it. Like, be considerate of other people's time.
Burnout
Right.
is a real
Considered.
thing.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah.
There
For
was
real.
Yeah.
at our Pink Boots conference and at the last Guild meetup in Austin, there were meetings about burnout and how
And
to
there should be
how
meetings about
to
boundaries, because a
Boundaries,
lot of people
100%.
don't understand boundaries, and I'll be the first one to advocate for my friends, like,
But
respect their boundaries.
even on the
Yeah.
flip side of that, it's hard for us to even know what our boundaries are sometimes. And in the especially in the rep world, where it's like, well, if I don't say yes, somebody else is going to say yes.
Yeah.
That happened to me the other day. I'm not going to say which bar, but I had I think I had 2 events booked that week already. It was the Stout Fest, and it was another event I agreed to do on the week. And somebody messaged me saying they would order 2 half barrels and a slim if I hosted bingo on a Tuesday or something like that. And I was like, ugh. I'm like, that's a good amount of beer that makes me want to go do it. Oh, no, it was a Wednesday. But I was doing an event on Thursday, and I was hosting bingo on a Thursday, and I was doing Stout Fest, and I'm like, no, I
you
got to
can't.
say no. You
have
got to
your
know when to
family.
say no.
And you
Yes,
have your family,
yes,
exactly.
You have, your family,
to
and you have obligations.
Yeah, I've had to tell myself that too.
I got 2 autistic daughters. I have to. I got to be home.
You got to be
Yeah.
present.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And it's definitely a hard line to it's a tightrope.
To walk.
Right.
Yeah.
But I
And,
feel like the
that's
older
so
I get, the
true.
better I am at walking that tightrope. Whereas before, I was always like we talked about earlier, like I like to say yes a lot.
They'll say
I like
no to me now.
I say no a lot. I have no problem saying no anymore, and I know when I can say no and when I should say no, and there are times when I've given in, probably on the calendar, and I'm like I'm looking 3 months down the line, and then I get to that week and I'm like, all right, I overdid it,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna go ahead and go through with it. But then next week I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna not do these things. I'm gonna balance this because it's all about balance. And so
Even y'all doing this podcast is I really appreciate you coming out here because
Right.
your time is valuable, and y'all
And
have a
y'all,
workload.
your time is valuable too, and we appreciate that. And one thing I really enjoy under Abby's leadership with Pink Boots, Pink Boots there are requirements for meetings. Are they still like at least one educational meeting a quarter? A quarter?
4 educational meetings a year. So one.
But
Okay.
Abby has really been very flexible with that, saying, okay, instead of a meeting, let's have a happy hour. So that
Okay.
way, instead of, every Monday at 7:00, or once a Monday,
once a Monday
let's,
every 7
let's
o'clock.
change it up a little bit. So
Try
that
to
way,
meet our members where they're at,
Exactly.
especially in
Right.
this economy.
Yeah.
And I noticed, not every brewery is open on a Monday, so to require somebody to open up their space, staff it, and then host the Pink Boots ladies, I'd rather show up to your festival
and bring business,
Right, yeah.
and bring, and this is like our happy hours. Bring your family; they can come. We'll have a quick chat. We'll take a picture. We'll chat and everything. But if you want to, you can bring your families, and we can patronize this business and
Right.
bring it. So I love the happy hours. The happy hours. I wish I could get out to them a little bit more, but they've been great.
Yeah.
And you're in a far more laid back environment, and we're still all together and we're still connecting.
Yeah.
And we're still networking.
Right.
And it's like, and so many ideas have popped up, like, oh, hey, next meeting, or maybe a meeting, a couple of months. Can we talk about this? I came across this the other day, and I think this is a great topic. Oh, let's do it.
Right. Yeah.
So-
We like to have a lot of round tables,
Yeah.
Yeah.
between reps, and then all the reps get together and talk about what they are going through, or have your brewers get together, talk about the things that they're going through, highs and lows, and it's just with Pink Boots, with it being a very male-dominated industry, the reason why Pink Boots exists is so that you can also have a mentor out there that is also a woman or somebody who is non-binary individual that understands what you're going through, because for women, often their only person that they can look up to in that industry, like directly in front of them, might be another man, and that's not all. That might not be the best route for them. They might need to go and see it in a different lens.
Yeah.
And I think Pink Boots really does offer that. We are very just checking in on each other.
Yeah.
Especially the Houston chapter. We check in on each other.
Yeah.
I know we talked about it before, but where can people, if they want to join up with Pink Boots, if they want to be a part of Pink Boots, how could that happen?
It is a pinkbootsociety.org, and that'll take you to the overall website, and then you can go into membership, and you can sign up through there. There's 3 tiers. You can be a brewery in planning, you can be an aspiring member, or you can be a professional member.
I know our chapter offers hey, before you even commit to membership, do you want to come check out a meeting with us? And people can go on there and look under events and filter out for the Houston location.
So you don't need to pay any money. You don't need to.
For the first one,
For the first
if you
one.
just want to
Yes.
learn about it, if you're not a member after and you still would like to attend, we take a $20 fee, but I feel like that goes right back into our membership.
Exactly.
Okay.
And mainly, and also sometimes it's also just to provide for the cost of the actual meeting, for the food that the brewery provides, or, for the drinks that they provide, to tip the bartender, stuff like that. But we definitely are open to a trial meeting, right?
Yeah.
And then we've had people come in who have, and then we show them the website and everything that's available to them for the fee, and they're like, oh, let's sign up right
you
now.
know what?
And then sometimes breweries will cover it.
Do you have
Too.
the Pink Boots website
I do.
up?
I do.
Can you tell them what scholarships are available right now?
Yeah.
That's amazing. Let's do that.
So you go to pinkbootsociety.org, and then you go to a little hamburger menu, and then there is a drop-down menu, scholarships opportunities, and then you also get to see the scholarship recipients from the previous years. So you can see what scholarships have been available and their experiences. So if I click on current scholarships, there's train like a Bavarian brewer. And let's see here, that's a week-long sensory training at Trips International. That's in Munich. Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Trips International
I wanna
is
go to
one of our
Munich.
partners, and you can also find discounts just for being a Pink Boots member.
There's the Canadian Malting Barley Technical Center. That is a scholarship that offers a travel stipend that to assist with airfare. It covers tuition and lodging, and it goes into detail. Over 5 days, participants will engage in technical lectures, practical lab sessions. I mean, it's an intense. It looks like an intense course, which would offer a lot of
Once in a lifetime opportunities.
There's
That's
craft
awesome.
leader certification. There's the beer cicerone. I mean, this is like you go from a trip to Germany or a trip to Canada to, hey, we're going to pay for your beer cellar Cicerone certification.
That's great.
That's $70 or more, and that's expensive. So you can apply for that, and then you go online and you take it, or training for your or the lessons to prepare you for your certified Cicerone.
So if you're a female in the craft beer industry and you're looking to expand your horizons and looking for support, Pink Boots is a great organization.
Join your Pink Boots chapter.
Join your Pink Boots chapter here in
Yes.
Houston.
Yes.
And even to tell our members this and people who are not a part of Pink Boots yet, scholarships participation are a little down. And I'm saying that in a sense that, like, apply. There's a very good chance you might see yourself getting a scholarship.
And remember that
Yeah.
Pink Boots is not just beer. While it started out as craft beer and beer centric,
Yeah.
this is fermented, in just the fermented industry. So there are scholarships right now available for your Wine and Spirit Education Trust,
Oh, wow.
the
Yeah.
WSET level
Right.
1. I mean, that's for someone who wants a career at a store like HEB as a beer and wine manager. This
Yeah.
is like, those little initials will get you hired.
This is an organization that's going to
Yes.
help advance your career.
Yeah, and it's not just about brewing beer either. There's all sorts of facets of the craft beer industry that you can be involved with. So whether it's business side of things or the marketing side or the artistic side.
Yeah. Including our scholarships too. There are educational videos throughout the entire year. I mean, monthly. There's something to register for and be a part
Webinars.
of. There's so many
plenty of
webinars.
webinars.
And there's also an entire library of resources for you to go and look at. And there's also a public forum. So if you have a question, that's going to go to the entire Pink Boots organization, and you're going to get feedback from exactly who you need to hear it from. So it's pretty fun.
That is awesome.
We're very proud of
And then
it.
if you're inspired, which is one of the missions, one of assist, aspire, encourage. If you're inspired to help others, you can, donate your time and volunteer on so many there are so many committees available for in Pink Food Society that again are not time. You don't need too much of your time, but your time will help inspire others.
Right.
So it's definitely a pay it back. Like, we're here to help you, to inspire you to help others as well. Help yourself and help others.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah.
Help me help you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted
Help
to
me.
touch really fast on this year's Pink Boots Hot Blend, just to give you an idea for breweries that are interested in purchasing the hot blend and making their
Yeah.
own Pink Boots blend. So this year's blend is Equinaut, Centennial, HBC, 638, and Mosaic.
Ooh.
Hell yeah.
And I
We
love
all
what
know about
Abby said
Mosaic.
about
I
that
like-
malt, with Country Malt.
Don't forget about Country Malt.
Yes, don't forget about them.
And then for the first time this year too, I'd
yeast.
love to say which lab it is.
Let me look it up.
Oh yeah, the yeast.
The
yeah.
yeast is a Kolsch yeast. You can do a lot with that.
Yeah, absolutely. So, but
And that's a Pink Boots Kolsch
so if
yeast.
you're doing your Pink Boots beer, it needs to be done around June or
No,
July.
there's
Do whatever
actually
you want.
there's no actual requirements or standards around it.
Just if you
don't
want to be a
even
part
actually-
of the Benny
if you want to
Thunders
be
thing.
a part of Benny Thunders, then do your Pink Boots beer around June and July.
Got it.
But
Okay. But there's no timeline.
You don't have to buy the hot blend. You don't have to buy the malt. You don't have to buy the yeast. You can simply make a beer and donate a small portion of revenue.
Okay,
and
that's good.
That'll go to
Exactly.
Pink Boots.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that
so
up
there's-
because-
there's no rules.
no rules other than you're just donating some money to the organization.
And you're donating
That's cool.
back to where women and non-binary individuals are going to get to go and up their careers and experience something that they're going to bring back to their job, and maybe that burnout is going to be maybe we get that reignited.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's awesome.
That is really cool. I love that. Yeah, and
I love that DECA that we've done it every year.
yeah.
And I'm hoping that we'll participate with the malt selection this year, and we can make something I've loved. And our IPAs have always
to
been
Brittany.
great.
They've always been really good.
Our IPAs have always been with the Pink Boots blend have been great. We've
They've always
sold
been grand
out of them.
slams.
You pre-sold like a bunch of them, a bunch of kegs last.
I was
year.
like, I wish
Yeah.
we would have made more.
Yeah, and just because you buy one part, you can, as long as it's available through Yakima Chief Hops, you can still buy the blend, previous
Yeah.
year's blends too.
Oh, yeah.
But
Yeah.
I'm hoping like maybe this year we'll get to make something different. While I love IPAs.
But people
I would
love buying.
yes.
First of all, they like buying new stuff from a brewery that we tend to stick to our kind of tried and true. So they like buying new stuff, but they also love supporting things like Pink Boots. Most places do. Most all places that we deal with. That's one thing about the craft brewing industry. Craft beer industry is that I feel like it's already welcoming of women and non-binary, but like I think that Pink Boots just shines a bigger light, and it really kind of helps.
Especially right now, when I think it's really important for us to hold on to everything we can is when it comes to our diversity and inclusion.
Yeah.
And beer is for everyone.
Yeah, and not just say it, but
100%.
actually we're doing. You guys are doing something. It's not just like, oh yeah, we know we're included. We know that like this is an inclusive sort of industry. We have this whole chapter that's a part of this big organization that's international.
Yeah.
And we're coming up on our 20th year. Pink Boots was started
28
Wow.
years?
20th.
20th, okay.
Sorry. It was started by Terry, and I'm going to butcher her name, Ferrandorf. We actually met her in in 2019. She's amazing.
She's like the founding.
She's the
Yeah,
Person.
I'm gonna. butcher
I'm
that
like
too,
I'm
but
not I'm
Terry.
like Ferrandorf.
So is
she's
there-
my friend on Facebook.
Is she? So is there? So I
She's
know
the
you
founder.
like you're
She was
the
a
leader
brewer.
of this chapter.
I'm
in
just.
Houston.
I am the chapter leader. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I am responsible for putting our chapter meetings together and just holding
Is
it.
there's no regional or state or?
Oh yeah, no.
We
Well,
ha-
there's not. Well, there's within Texas and within national. So we do have a national board, and we have Georgie, who we all know who Georgie is. She's a local to us. She is our like president.
Okay.
And then we have a national board, and then each state has a chapter leader and a board
Okay.
within themselves.
So I thought they were the ones that picked out all the hot blends and all that stuff.
No, we
That's
all get to do
super
that.
cool
Yeah.
that y'all all get involved on that.
Georgie is everyone in the brewing industry knows her. She used to brew at Eureka Heights, at Walking Stick. She is actually employed by Pink Boots.
yeah, she's the only.
Wow.
employee.
We are so lucky and blessed to have her as representation
Yeah,
here. She
Wow.
she's an
Yeah.
arm lengths away for us. Houston.
Right,
She's
yeah,
an
right across the
executive
street.
director for Pink Boots.
Yeah.
That's super
So
cool.
she
I had no idea.
She has told me in the past that she responds to the board, and but I think is she like one of the only like
She's
paid,
the only. Yep.
actually paid employee of
That's amazing.
Pink Boots. Yes, because
That's
it's a
rad.
nonprofit organization. So
Yeah, that's
Um,
awesome.
yeah, so we're very lucky to have that representation here,
That's super cool.
so close to home.
I guess I could tell y'all what we have coming up. Coming up here soon, we do have we have one of our favorite meetings is going to be at St. Arnold, and then after that,
So
I
if
believe-
you're listening to this podcast
Yeah.
and you just want to, can you just show up to St. Arnold?
For the St. Arnold one, in particularly, yes. That is what we're going to call like an open house, where people who would like to learn more about Pink Boots, this is a great opportunity for you to come and learn.
So send
it's going to
your-
be on March 9th.
Send your coworkers for Megaton.
Yeah.
I
Take
would
your
love
owner
to get. I've been
to
telling
show them
Hannah
what-
to get involved with Pink
what-
Boots.
And but it's also like take your owner maybe that day, or take your brewer so that they can see like the benefit of what Pink Boots is, like what we do, why we're different from the guild. We are different from the guild.
Yeah.
And yeah, and then after that, like we're going to Eureka Heights in April. We're going to learn about Eureka Heights just put out a THC product. We're going to learn more about that. Yeah.
Well, DECA will host the Pink Boots meeting later on in I think November of this year.
yeah, we like to go to DECA when it's cold.
Yeah.
For some reason, we've deemed them as the cold month brewery.
Right on. That's cool.
So
Yeah.
So lots of fun things going on this year, especially the Benny Thunders, like
The
mini
Benny
beer
Thunders
fest.
event in
awesome.
July is
Looking
going to be
forward to
really
that.
fun.
Do we know July what or?
Yeah, actually, we do have a date for that. It's going to be July 18th.
Is that going to be
Saturday.
like tickets or something?
We haven't gotten that far, but maybe not. Actually, we haven't gotten that far.
Okay.
As long as you got your little card, you just.
Yep. If you've
July
been to Benny
18th,
Thunders,
Benny
just
Thunders,
bring
look for
bring
that
your debit
online.
card and.
Can
Yeah.
they follow y'all Pink Boots on social media?
So we do have our Instagram. Yep, and
Okay.
anybody is welcome to join that and find opportunities. Yeah. that's-
Okay. So we're getting towards the end of this podcast. We're almost 2 hours in. I think we are 2 hours
think
in,
we're good.
actually.
Yeah.
It flew by.
Yeah.
It did.
This is so much fun.
I did want to
I
ask
did
some
have
great
way more
height
fun
questions.
on this one than I've had on other
Oh,
ones.
thank you. Oh, that's cool.
Appreciate that. That's-
don't put that in there.
I got to snip something. I want to talk about Great Heights a little bit before we get out of here. Before I ask y'all your top 5 breweries, you have any good events coming up here at Great Heights that people need to attend?
Yeah. Let me just pull up this March calendar.
Your anniversary is typically in the fall, right? For
Yeah, so even though we opened during Harvey in August, we like to celebrate our anniversary in November because who wants to like sweat it out
Thank
in
you for
August?
that.
So we do
Smart.
always celebrate in November. So our 9th anniversary will be in November. But if you still want to just come out and like support Great Heights, down the street bar is a great place to go and do bingo, and I'll be there on the 4th. And J. Henry's, like if you're down in Webster and you don't necessarily have the opportunity to go and try Great Heights all the way up here in Garden Oaks, there's a handful of places you can try it down in Webster.
Yeah.
And you can get a really great idea of.
Shout out to Javi.
Yes, we love Javi.
Yeah. Awesome.
But yeah, and another one where I think we're all going to be at, right? Are we all going to be at Brouhaha?
Brouhaha.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Wait.
need to talk about that. March 14th.
That's gonna be a lot of fun.
At Moon
Yeah,
Tower.
and you can find all of us there.
You can find us all there, and I have an announcement. It's official because we actually went to Moon Tower. Me and Casey got a sandwich before we came here.
Yes, we did.
Oh, today?
Today, yeah. And, got to get my high jive because it was closed on Tuesday. Ian said I could set up F Your Liver. So we haven't set up F Your Liver in over a year.
Okay, bring it back.
So it's we're going to set up that.
A resurgence.
Have you ever played?
I haven't.
You didn't bring it today, did you?
It might be in the, I don't know.
He just stopped bringing it.
No, I just forget sometimes. But we've been going a while. I don't know if we have time to play F Your Liver. But yeah, we have the F Your Liver booth. We haven't set it up in a while. Chris, my business partner in that, will be manning that. I'll be manning the Megaton booth. And I made a joke to Ian while we were up there. I said, "Can you put me next to Casey?" And he's like, I might be able to do that.
I had brought it up to him the other day when I sat down with him like a week, not this past week, but the week before we talked. I sat down and
mentioned that?
and I was like, he was like, "Yeah, man, we'll put you out there." And I was like, "If you can put me next to Brandon, that'd be pretty cool." It's like,
We all do that as reps,
cool.
actually. That's funny that y'all do that because, like, Great Heights, we used to do that with Eureka Heights. We would be, or I'm sorry, yes, Eureka Heights and Equal Parts.
Yeah.
But Equal Parts was kind of like, we were like, okay, well, if I can be next to Zach, I'll be there.
it's kind of like what we were saying a while ago. Whenever you're vibing with each other at these places, people notice that, and it helps you sell your beer better. Just like
does.
whenever you vibe really well with a certain other rep
And we're not
with
all
another brewery.
serving the same style.
Right.
So, like, sometimes people are like, oh, what stout do you have? And we're like, well, I'm Great Heights. I have IPAs. But over there.
What beers are you bringing to Brouhaha? There you go.
So I'm pretty sure we're going to bring our Lothar, which is a German Pilsner that we haven't brewed in a handful of years.
Nice.
So that's going to be really good. And I forgot the second one. I'm going to look. Let me see what
look
my
it
email
up.
says.
Casey, same question while she's looking it up. What are you bringing to Brouhaha?
So I'm bringing the Daisy Hazy, our 6.5% hazy IPA, and then our Blood Orange Blonde, which is our top seller
Love
banger.
Blood Orange Blonde.
Just crazy. Benny Thunders, they love the Blood Orange there. So
I'm bringing
happy with that.
Stellarator Double Hazy IPA, and it's the new Stellarator. I will
New
say
and
this.
improved.
It's improved because I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think I've said this on the podcast. I wasn't a fan of the old Stellarator.
Yeah.
And I'm a haze head. That's usually my typical go-to. We've changed a lot of recipes. Shane's our new brewer, and he's been in the house making a lot of adjustments. And that new Stellarator is hazy as hell.
Yeah.
And if y'all are at the Brouhaha at Moon Tower, that's my favorite beer fest of the year.
What day is it?
That's
What day
the 14th.
It's a Saturday.
March
March?
14th.
Yeah.
March 14th.
Okay.
And we're also going to bring Punchy Nuka Vice, which is our Hawaiian punch
Y'all should come.
sour. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun.
Have y'all done the Hawaiian punch before?
That's a
'cause
staple.
Chris loved that Hawaiian
Yeah.
punch. Yeah. And these boots were made for walking was amazing.
Really great.
Yeah.
It's
And I
not
ha-
label approved, but
And I have to give a shout out to Megaton because
Thank you.
every year the Guild does for Small Business Saturday. The Guild, the Texas Craft Brewers Guild, puts out a glass, and breweries around Texas can buy these glasses. So they pay the Guild up front because this is a fundraiser for the Guild, which advocates and takes care of all of us, right? And then the breweries can sell these glasses, and they offer great packages or great, incentives to buy them. So I'm a collector. I love collecting stuff. And let me tell you, every year the glass is different. A couple years ago, I reached out to Abby because Great Heights was the nearest brewery to me that offered them. And I'm like, do you think you're going to sell out of them? Do you have enough of them? And they were beautiful. It was a tall Pilsner glass, and it features different artwork from a different local artist. And Megaton had them this year. And oh my goodness, they're so pretty. And that's where I got to do when I went there, and I'm like, I came just to get the glass. They're like, oh, what comes with the beer? And I'm like, well, what do you recommend? They're like, well, this is the new one. And it was, these boots were made for walking. And it was amazing.
Oh yeah.
I took a beautiful picture of it in the glass. So I love that Megaton is supporting the guild and doing that, because, back before COVID.
I go to all the guild meetings.
Yes, back before COVID, you couldn't buy beer to go at every brewery in Texas. And if it weren't for the guild advocating for us and Craft Pack,
there's a lot of
during
things we
COVID,
wouldn't be able to do.
you wouldn't have been able to buy beer to go from St. Arnold
Right.
or from Southern Star. I know there's different types of classifications of each brewery and brew pub and this and that, but ultimately every brewery should be able, no matter how big or small they are, they should be able to sell beer to go. And the guild made that possible for us.
That's awesome.
And if they wouldn't have made that possible and advocated for us, what would have happened to these breweries during COVID when you couldn't go to the brewery and enjoy a pint?
Right.
What would have happened to our beloved St. Arnold, to our Live Oak? Those are the breweries that it impacted. So, so I love that breweries like Megaton are supporting the guild.
Yeah.
And offering, those fundraisers, they add up. They make a difference.
Right. Yeah. That's awesome.
Such a great organization.
Yeah.
Did you come up with that second beer?
Yep.
No. Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to call you out again.
No. We'll have a German Pils.
There you go.
We'll be
Go
there.
check it out. And I'm sure whatever the other beer is. would be
And a
great.
couple of other things that are coming up. There's the Lagerfest going on at the end of March over at Foss.
Well, we were talking
Oh,
about
it is
what,
at the end of March.
what?
It is in
Yeah.
March.
I thought it was March.
Yeah, end of March 28th.
I need to put that on
just-
on the deck.
just heard about
Can you
that
sneak
one.
me in, Casey?
Yeah.
Yeah,
you can.
'cause
I'll put a
Megaton's
Great Heights
not
shirt
gonna
on
be
you.
You
there.
want to
With
come?
a-
You
is
kind
that-
of want to come help me set it up?
Yeah, sure.
Are we
Yeah.
going to have loteria
All you have to
there?
do is just carry a table and you're
I'll
good.
do that.
I'll do everything else.
Yeah, I want to come.
Yeah, come on, dude.
okay,
Seriously.
yeah.
All right, we'll do it.
I'll work for DECA for the day.
Put
Yeah,
a
yeah.
DECA shirt on.
No. Wear a Megaton shirt.
I'll wear a beer
Support
someone shirt.
Megaton, but you can come hang out and help me, and we can
Yeah, I'll
piggyback.
do that.
Yeah.
I don't even mind pouring a beer or two, for sure.
Yeah, no, that would be fun. But just for anybody who's out there listening, possibly that doesn't understand or know about Moon Tower or their brouhaha they do every year, it's definitely like one of the best craft beer events there is in
good.
Houston. They have tons of bands that I think start around like 6 o'clock or so, something like that.
Yeah.
6:30. It's
It's one of the biggest beer festivals if you think about it.
It's one
It's
of
my
Yeah.
favorite.
one
Local
of the
beer
fu-
fest.
They have
Right.
at least 20 breweries out there,
one
at
of the
least.
funnest ones, yeah.
We fill up the street that's right there on Ennis Street, which is like one of the cross streets right next to Moon Tower. And you got like what is Canal right there. And so like it's just such a good time. And they're doing all their own food this year. They're not having anybody else do their, but I think they're setting up other food stations.
I think there might even be a VIP
Like a hot
section
dog
that you
sec-
can get into.
Okay.
That might be
Ooh.
something to go look
I might
into.
sneak in there.
Yeah.
They're every year it kind of it evolves and gets better and more bigger. And I just really enjoyed the bands last year. Like some of the bands they had last year were Daikaiju played to close out the show, and they were all wearing masks. And just that, I think the guy at one point, the guitar player was being crowd surfed while still playing the guitar, and I thought that was amazing.
Me and him were just starting the podcast. We were on our third episode.
Literally just starting out. Yeah,
And we were like, we're going to do a podcast during Brouhaha.
it was so loud.
So we were hopping around. We did mini podcasts. We did a mini one with Brash. We did a mini one with Project
Like
Halo.
15-20 minutes.
And then we did a mini one with Tommy at Moon Tower. And then we did a mini one with Skylar at Galveston Bay.
Which was the best one.
Skylar is the sweetest.
Skylar, that was my favorite because we were all wasted by that point. So
Skylar
it was
is so much
where I was like,
fun.
I love you, bro.
I love Skylar.
Another beer fest that I love Skylar too, by the way. So much
Well,
fun.
if you love Skylar, we did a 4-hour episode with him. in
Yeah.
Oh
episode
Lord,
20.
don't listen to that one.
Like,
Don't listen to that one.
I used to get Casey and Skylar confused.
I could see that. Yeah, I could see that.
Brewsology's coming too at the end of May.
Brewsology's great.
Yes,
Yeah.
May 30th.
Oh yeah. That's always a great
I
time
know.
too.
I'm so glad because I'm going to Japan June 4th, and I thought it was going to be that day.
So you'll be able to go.
I'll be able to go.
Nice.
Not unfortunately. I just thought I told them ahead of time I was going to not go.
Yeah.
And now I'm going to be able. I want to go. The first time I ever went to Brewology, it was as a patron, and I had the best time. It drains you as the.
Because you're on all day and you're talking and I get it.
I don't know if you know, but this year they're not going to have people working.
They're not going to have people pouring for you.
We're pouring our own beers. So
So you get to do double duty.
Yeah.
It'll be more. Yeah.
So because I live that retail life, and I haven't been to Lagerfest, I haven't been to Brouhaha, or I haven't been to Brewsology. I'm gonna make it a point to ask off right now for Brewsology. It's too late. It's too late for Brouhaha, but I might be able to make Lagerfest. So,
Okay.
Yeah. So I definitely want to check out Brewsology.
You should go. Yeah. Get that knowledge.
I've been wanting to, and that's one of, beer festivals are so funny. Like you just don't know. Like, is this really benefiting us? Like, are we reaching people? Are people, what? Like, are we going to talk to people that will come to our tap room? And I feel like Brewsology is one of those that really is like it's worth the time, the investment. It is. I was lucky enough that when they did, it was the same guys that did Brewsology, but they did it in. They had the festival in Discovery Park or Discovery Green.
Yeah.
And it was in
remember that
April,
one.
and I really enjoyed it. I had so much fun. Cody and I went. The only thing I would have wished was that the actual logistic part of like dropping off and setting up and then taking down was a little bit easier.
Yeah.
I know that's a very congested area in downtown, so that's very complicated.
Yeah.
But I had such a great time.
That was a
at
good one.
festival.
I'm disappointed they didn't do it again.
Such a great
To your
time.
point, though, I think that you're right, though, that you want to really take that in consideration. Is this event really...
It's an investment.
Is it really helping
worth it?
bring people to the tap room?
Yeah.
But also, it also helps people just recognize your brewery.
Mm-hmm.
And I know DECA has had a little like up and down with like brand recognition, especially in the downtown area.
Yeah.
And certain
The Alphabet Brewery.
Yeah, yeah. And so it's like being there at every event that we can be definitely helps. Just people they see our beer on tap at Beetlejuice or some random place.
I just wanted to give a shout out to Brew 30 as well. They're doing their
for sure.
event
They have
on
their
April
anniversary.
18th.
But yeah,
Are you
they
gonna be in that?
Yep, I'll be there.
Okay, cool.
I'll be
but
there.
they see
April
your
18th? Is that the anniversary?
That's the anniversary.
I need to request that one too.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, you're in that as well.
Yeah,
And
I'll
I'm
be
there
there
as well.
But yeah, no, I think if people see your beer on tap at other places, whether or not they're coming to your brewery or your establishment, is not really like the end all goal, right?
No,
like as
but
long
it's
as they're
just-
just seeing DECA. Oh, I know DECA. I'm gonna try their Mexican lager. I'm gonna
Or
try
they
their,
go to their bar. They go to their bar that their Cheers, their place, their
Sometimes
local
you
place,
wanna
and they're
go
like, "Hey, can you
where
order
everybody-
some DECA for us?"
That's literally
I
Right,
had,
yeah.
I had this. I
Yeah.
had this Mexican lager at Brewsology, and would you? I'd love to have that here.
Yeah.
When they're down south and close to Galveston, or places down there that. Oh, okay. Well, sure. Yeah, we have a
Yeah.
customer request for this, so people will buy it.
We have buyers now hitting us up for Blood Orange Blonde.
Yeah.
Because they're having it at other places. That happened with Loro because Loro Heights
That happened to me too.
They only buy like I guess once a quarter.
What's the
or something
gentleman's
like that.
name? Because
Tamba.
Yes,
Tamba?
he messaged me and he had my the Nuka Vice at Heights Beer Garden.
Yeah.
and I talked to him and I brought up the podcast because I usually do.
Yeah.
And he's like, he's like same thing. Everybody there goes to Heights Beer Garden, tries all the beer, and they're like, these are the beers that we want to have on tap.
Dude,
at Laura.
I love that because
That's
that's
really great,
exactly
yeah.
that's what we're talking about. That's awesome when people are reaching out to you because they had your beer somewhere
That's
else.
amazing. He went on our
That's
website
cool.
and found my contact information, which
Yeah.
it's one of the first times I think that's ever happened. So
Yeah.
I don't know if they just added my contact information to the website, but thank God.
Yeah. Right.
Before we close this out, because we are at the end, Abby, was there any other events that you wanted to bring up?
Any
Well,
events here?
when it comes to Great Heights, our trivia nights on Wednesdays are super competitive.
I've participated one time.
Yeah, we do that every Wednesday. We have tournament style, so we have like 4 times a year that we do our tournament, but we play every single Wednesday. And then another event that's really done well for us, and it took a little time to get it going, but puzzle night. We do a competitive puzzle night once a month. That should be coming up here.
That's
super
fun.
soon.
I love that you got
I want
your
to say
book.
maybe even like what day are we at right now?
We are at the end of February. We're February 27th.
So
It's a beer rep live. You don't know what day of the week it is.
Day
I
is
know.
it?
I was like, where are we?
No, I'm right with you. I had to check my phone.
I want to say it's the 19th, but don't quote me. But yeah, there are.
It's on social media, right?
Yeah, it'll always be on social media.
So what's the food thing like? How do you do
Here
food?
we rely heavily on our food trucks. We have some staples that come in every week for us. And if you are a food truck and you would like to get in over at Great Heights, please reach out.
So y'all always rotating.
Yeah,
and-
we're just always rotating.
You
That's
know
cool.
who I passed on the way to go pick you up? Cousin's Maine Lobster on the highway.
$26 plus tax comes out to $28 for a lobster
Let me tell
roll.
you, no, 30 because you have to tip also.
Well, if you're tipping, yeah.
that 30
Yeah.
ends up
If you're tipping.
you
If you're
inhale
tipping.
you inhale that $30 in less than 1 minute. Oh my gosh,
It's such a good
so
little snack.
but it's like wow.
Dude, so you were there. You were there the night that we all came out
Yeah.
to your house. They were there at DECA, and it was 2 days after my birthday. It was 2 days after Christmas, and I was like, I walked up there. I was like, hey, I work here. Can I get a free roll? And they were like,
like,
no,
no.
we'll give you a discount. I was like, it was my birthday the other day, and they were like, all right, fine. And they gave me a roll and a
Jesus
thing of
Christ, right?
So good.
And I was just like, oh my god, it's so good. But when I paid for it at Stout Fest, I was like, all right, this is good, but I feel
Okay, anything else we need to talk
feel a
about
little-
Great Heights before we shut this out? No?
Well, thank you to Great
We're
Heights
here.
for hosting.
Thank
us.
you for hosting.
Yeah.
Yes,
thanks for having
their
us.
Yeah,
really
great.
nice barrel room and
Yeah,
The
our
beers have been super
air-conditioned
tasty.
event space. You can rent it out.
No, this is great. This
Throw
is
your
really
first
cool.
daughter's birthday party here.
yeah, yeah, right.
Definitely.
The eldest daughter.
I imagine.
That's a
it.
thing.
Can we throw up Bucky's?
Yeah.
Like, yeah,
it's,
Throw-
uh,
throw
Bucky's
Bucky
throw
stuff.
up here.
You should see the
That's
themes
exactly
we
what happened
have.
for Christina's.
Okay,
yeah.
last question then. Top 5 breweries. Who wants to go first?
Okay, I'm gonna go first, but I want a disclaimer: these are not my top 5. I
doesn't
approached
have to be in
I
order.
approached this as
And you can't
if
say the brewery
if
you work for.
If Gail had a day off and can go anywhere she wanted,
You can't
love
say the
that.
brewery you work for.
Fair.
No, okay, no, okay.
I'm just letting you know.
If I can have any, okay.
I needed to be told that.
Yeah, I guess. Well, never mind. That changed one. But I imagine like my ultimate, like if I had a day off and I can go anywhere, where would I go? So I would start at Valson's in Pearland. And then I
That's
would
one.
probably go to St. Arnold because
The OG.
have lunch. Yes, the OG
Gotta have one.
beer. And then here we go out to Project Halo.
Okay.
Ooh,
Because
we're driving.
I love their beer. Anywhere.
Right, yeah, you
can
fly. You can
yeah.
Maybe
And
ride
then
a dragon.
because I don't get out there very often, I would beg and plead for Marcus and Kinga to open up Baba.
Oh.
Okay.
Which is right
love
there.
that.
That's
really
foreign.
going in.
You're already
Begging.
5 minutes away. Why not?
And then I would have to circle back home and finish at home either at Back Pew or Megaton.
Ooh.
Yes.
That's
Okay.
nice.
Because I can't, yeah.
We're gonna
because,
count
yeah.
Back
I really
Yeah.
like her
Yeah.
strategy.
Or
I
Megaton.
really
Okay,
love.
I'll do
Because
it.
these are
love her
breweries that I
strategy.
love that I don't get to very often. I know that they will have something on the menu that I will love, whether it's an IPA, whether it's but if you go to Project Halo, you got to get into those lagers because Melissa is a queen.
She's amazing.
when it comes to
Love
her
her.
lagers. When she showed me her lagering tank, I'm just like, oh my God, this is beautiful. You know,
I love a
and I'm not
lagering tank.
science minded. I'm not brewing. It's not my specialty.
I donated the giant Giga.
Yeah, oh my goodness! But just watching her talk about her tank and showing it was the most beautiful thing, you know. And then we also had a hot blend there too. One year for our Pink Boots
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
meeting,
yeah,
we got
we
to
did a
do
hot
yeah.
blend. Mm-hmm.
So these are breweries that I know will never disappoint. They are definitely worth the drive and the time, but you just have to have the time. So if
Yeah.
if I wasn't on any schedule, I could
No
go anywhere I wanted.
restrictions,
That's
yeah.
what I would. Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Very cool. I like that list.
That's a good list.
Alrighty.
You ready?
No. This is okay. let me think about this. Top 5 in Houston. I do have to say I would definitely go with St. Arnold. I have to start out there
That's
just
one.
with the OG because like you have to go to their
And they
their
always,
space.
they always have something on the menu that you can't get anywhere else.
Yeah.
Only there.
Yeah,
Shout
and they
out
have
to
a great-
Tito.
Yeah, they have a great menu and again for proximity wise, I live on the East End, so I love equal parts.
Equal
You
parts.
cannot go wrong with the lager
They've made
program.
more lists than any
Yeah.
other brewery.
Can't go wrong with that. And then again, proximity wise, I'm very fortunate to live next to True Anomaly.
True Anomaly.
Very,
Okay,
very,
that's
very,
3.
very fortunate. This one I'm very fond of saying. Baylison.
Oh,
Okay.
yes. Yeah.
Baylison makes the
100%.
list.
Sarah and Adam are some of my
Oh, she's
favorite
great.
people in the
Really
world.
cool people.
And also another thing that I'd like to shout out right now is Darnell is going with Crafty Bros.
They're doing
Crafty
it again?
Brothers. They have their collaboration coming out with Baylison at I think
I'm
this
pulling it up right
weekend.
now. It's
It's the one they do every
weekend.
year, right?
I'm not sure if it's every year, but yes, Gail's going to give us
Yeah.
the details on
It's
that.
a-
Okay, so I'm at
it's-
4.
It's a tribute to Charlie Wiggins.
Yeah.
Honoring a trailblazer in the Black American racing his industry.
Hell yeah.
His racing
Definitely,
history, yeah.
definitely an event to show up for. And Baylison's
Is that
is
what they did
fantastic.
last
They're over
year
there
at
in the
Turkey Forest?
Westview area.
I thought they did
They
something
have
else
done
with
stuff. I'm pretty
Baylison's.
sure they've done stuff with Turkey Forest as well.
In the past.
Oh, that's right.
And and Baylison's is just a fantastic small brewery.
No.
They do not
Oh,
they
it's
do
the
not
porter.
distribute either. So
No.
the way to try Baylison's is to
Porter.
go to
I
Baylison.
love Baylison's.
Baylison's is great.
So that's 4 in. True Anomaly, equal parts, St. Arnold's, Baylison's, and we get one more.
I love everybody. I love them all.
That's why I approached it as
That's Val. I
yeah.
have to go
It's
with
Val,
Val.
okay.
I would drive down south any day if I had the whole day to myself. I'd drive down south
no
to
restrictions,
Valinson's.
no schedule.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, we're taking Val off the
No,
list.
not taking Val off, but an honorable mention has to be Galveston Island. Oh
Okay.
my
Okay,
God.
yeah.
Do
Love
I
Galveston
I
Island.
mean, they're just consistent and good beer. I'm
It's
sorry.
not- you know,
I
the list
can't.
doesn't have to be
Go
about
with 6.
who you can get to in a day, or you
Yeah.
know, it's just like your top 5.
It's just
It
your
might
top
be fun
5
to
Houston.
mention too that we do have a new brewery opening up. If y'all want that exclusive, that'll
What's the
be
new brewery?
Farm Boy.
Oh, Farm Boy, yes.
yes.
Yeah.
I met
They're-
Landon
they're
the
in
other
the-
day,
Those are
actually.
one of my really good friends.
Okay.
Landon, I've known since I started working at Great Heights. He has tons of experience because I think all of us know Landon from
And
Farm Boy.
Brittany is our
And
country
Brittany is
malt.
our country malt rep, and they are fantastic.
So
people.
just so anybody who's listening doesn't have an idea, it's an ingredients store.
Right.
One.
And now a brewery.
And now it's a
And
brewery.
a cocktail lounge.
And a cocktail lounge.
And Landon also has extensive knowledge in wine. So I
There'll
think
be
you're going to
wine.
find a little bit of everything.
And they're going to have
there.
a bunch of your local breweries on tap as well.
I think I did hear that.
It's I walked in and I saw the tap wall, and I think he said they're going to have like 20 or 30 taps.
And it's a wonderful location. It started off as Astral and then North Shepherd. So
Yeah.
it is a location very familiar to a lot of people.
Yeah, right
and
off.
if
Right
you're
off of
ever
North
in the
Shepherd.
Garden Oaks area, this is such a good little bubble of craft beer. You can go to New Magnolia. You can go to Eureka Heights. You can come to us. You can go next door, or you can go across the street to Walking Stick.
yeah, Walking Sticks across the
and
street
now
from
you're
you.
going to be able to hang out over at Farm Boy. I mean, that's 5 breweries
Yeah.
right there within
And Brash
a
is
2
not
Brash
far.
is in
Oh my
there.
God, how could I forget?
Yeah, Brash is in
My
there.
sister Brash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, that's 6 breweries right there that you can
That's awesome.
literally just go to within a 3-mile
Right, yeah.
radius. It's people don't even know that this little
You have a distillery
northwest
right
side
here.
of town.
Like,
and we have a
That's
distillery.
another day when Gail doesn't have her.
Yeah,
I'm just
and when
gonna
we
come
don't
park
have
my car,
we're
and-
just gonna go to. Yeah, I can't.
No, that sounds like a day right
A
there.
day.
yeah, if you hit them all, yeah.
Do we get to hear y'all's 5?
Not yet. I think that's going to be a special episode.
Yeah. I think it'll be after we've done.
But like I said, Great Heights is on my top 5
Yeah.
for sure.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. If you need a new place to go in Kingwood, you could go to Cowboy Surfer.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You just got married
I did kind of.
at the end of last year.
Officially, I've been with Keith for 20 years, but we decided to make it official at the beginning of December. But if you are Kingwood local, you should definitely go check out Cowboy Surfer and that.
Live music opens at 4.
Keith manages that
Keith
part.
manages. Yeah, that brings it back. My husband, the person I married, manages that.
There's also another location
And
in
we
the
all are
Memorial
not.
area.
Well, congratulations.
I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. They don't have any of us in there, so let's go and stomp the yard.
Yeah.
Wait,
stomp
you're
the
not in
yard.
there?
I'm not
I've been
in there.
there.
You're not in there?
You've gone in there. I've gone in there.
I've been on
you've
tap
been.
there.
Yeah, we've been
We've
on tap.
all
but-
been on tap, but I don't think any of us are in there right now.
Okay.
We gotta
All
go.
right.
Infamous is.
All right.
Infamous is great.
Yeah,
Infamous is great. I love
their
their beer.
family. That's why they get
Yeah, I
they get
know.
a spot. Their family, and they won a medal.
You know what? I'm sorry. I know we're getting.
Yeah, we
we're
gotta-
almost 2 hours and 30 minutes in this, but I
gotta stop.
I know we
though.
got to stop, but I can't end this podcast without talking about Taylor Swift.
Oh.
We got to talk about T Swift a little bit.
Tay Tay.
I don't know. What do you want to know?
I just because you are.
Have you
the
seen her?
biggest
Have you seen
Taylor
her
Swift
live? Have
fan
you been to
I
her
know.
show?
I have been to 5 Taylor Swift concerts.
Holy shit!
all?
I have gone. Yeah, I've been to Speak Now. I've been to 1989. I've been Reputation. I've been to Red Tour. I'm not even getting these in the right order. I've definitely went to the Eras Tour.
Which was your favorite?
Oh, okay. So
Top
that's
5.
A fan, yeah, okay. Top 5 Taylor Swift concerts. But I honestly, it was 1989 floor seats in Baton Rouge.
Ooh.
We were in Death Valley at LSU, and it was $100
Oh wow!
$100
That makes it better.
for
Yeah, it does.
floor seats for Taylor.
Wow.
We love Taylor Swift here at Great Heights.
Oh,
Yeah.
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 We're a Taylor Swift house.
We are
I
a
love Taylor
Whether-
Swift.
whether I like it or
I
not.
like Taylor Swift.
I will say
Yeah, I
that
like
when
it.
I was at the award ceremony, I just kept telling myself to be the Taylor Swift of the award ceremony.
Yeah.
There you go.
Always like root for your friends. Always just be present. Always be happy for everybody else is there.
Yeah.
And you're just there to shake it off. Have
Yeah.
a fucking
Shake
good
it
time.
up. Shake it
Oh, I
up.
had to curse. I got that one in.
No, you're allowed to curse. You can say whatever you
Yeah.
want.
Yeah.
And now I'm gonna probably jam Taylor Swift all the way home.
Shake it
Yeah.
off. Shake it off.
I've been on a Bad Bunny.
Look what you made me do.
Oh, we do love us. Yeah.
I've been on a Bad Bunny trip.
We
lately,
love us some
especially
Bad
with
Bunny.
it, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we've been going 2 hours and 30 minutes. Well, 2 hours and 23 minutes. But I think maybe we shut it down.
Thank y'all for having
Really
us.
appreciate
Thank
y'all.
y'all.
for
Yeah.
coming.
Oh my
Cheers.
goodness.
I'm empty.
I know we can't do that.
Oh,
It's bad.
okay, let's fill up the beers.
Okay. But thank y'all very much for taking the time and
Yeah.
like expressing an interest and
Yeah.
learning about pink boots.
We had talked about this months ago.
Yeah,
like
for a
we've
while.
really been kind of like
Yeah.
kicking
Since
this.
we started this, I've been trying to get Abby to do a podcast with me. You're busy. You're,
I have half
she
of the
can't hear
knowledge,
us right.
half
We
of the
can't hear you
knowledge.
right now, but she is a busy
Yeah.
person.
She is the only sales rep for Great Heights.
She's saying off the record.
Thank you, love.
She's
Thank
had
you.
bad experience on podcasts. It's not that she's had bad experience. Nobody can hear. She doesn't like the sound of her own voice. I'm having her say everything you're saying.
oh, I'm good.
So Abby's,
I'll take a
Abby's
little
pouring
bit more.
beers for us, and she was saying that afterwards she doesn't like listening to the. Well, we don't have to listen. We just enjoy. We enjoy the experience. The
You don't
experience
have
is
to listen to the
amazing.
podcast.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest. I don't listen to these podcasts.
I did. I did listen to them, and then I got to a point where I was comfortable,
I haven't
and I was like,
listened
I'm fine.
to the last like
yeah.
10
Yeah, I haven't
episodes.
either.
It's hard to listen to your own voice. I
Yeah.
agree. But I will tell you, there's people that there was a gentleman we were talking about earlier who found us, and he started going to all the breweries that we've been going and doing the podcast at, and it really keeps motivating me to keep
Oh, I
doing
love that.
this.
Shout out
Yes.
Zach Allen.
Yay, Zach!
Go Zach.
Yes.
Come
Cheers,
to
Thank you,
Great Heights.
Zach, for reaching out, man. We appreciate that.
For anybody interested in who wants to, drink for fun or drink for a reason, you have the Passport with the Guild as an app. You can collect it's
Like Pokemon.
Yeah,
kind of
Yeah.
like
exactly.
Pokemon. Yeah.
Again, are we not talking about millennials?
Way better. Okay,
Yeah.
way better than Untapped.
I
And,
got my badge.
You get recognized for the breweries that you visit that are part of the guild.
Mm-hmm.
You're supporting local craft beer. You're supporting small business. There's an app for that, and it's just
There's an
fun.
app for that.
It's fun. You go and you check in, and you're like, I've been here at this brewery. Okay, now what's the next or on to next? And then you find your favorites, and you're like, let's go back.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It is fun, and there's a lot there's a lot out there that you can access, like Untapped and all that stuff. To
You can even find your
what's
favorite
the new
NA.
passport?
Yeah.
I got an email from
Yeah.
a gentleman. I guess we're joining that. It's like a new passport system that they're doing. Have you?
Oh yeah. It's a new thing. I saw the Instagram profile for it.
You're a part of it. Definitely
Yeah.
part of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm trying to remember.
I just can't remember what it's called.
Yeah. But yeah. Check that out. Okay.
Check that out. Yeah.
Cheers, everybody. Thank
All
you.
right, guys.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you so
This has been great.
That was fun.
Oh.
Clink,
We
clink,
did
clink.
it. We did it.
Clink, clink.
Cheers. Thank y'all.
We did it. Okay, later, guys. Thank you for watching episode 25 of Beer Someone here at Great Heights. Y'all have a great night. Cheers to you.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Thank
Cheers.
you.